Spamming it.
Hey. I'm a cool ass nigga, but my bitch bad. Whiplash, driving 95, I had to zigzag. If you ain't fucking, then it's cool, it's a mismatch. Switch that, 250 bitches at the kickback. Big chain on my neck, I feel like riff raff. Smash a pedal on the hoe.
Ah! Fuck, man. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, baby? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I have the right mic plugged in or no? Properties. Yeah, I do. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, baby? Welcome back to the stream, and welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Why is it not? It doesn't sound great, huh? I wonder if it's me or what it is exactly. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Let me know if it's good. Migmiss, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's an absolute pleasure, Migmiss. Look, what the fuck is going on, man? Happy weekend. Happy Monday. First time chatter here. Where? I don't see him. Hey, Luke's on a 100-day streak. Now, look, I know we pay Luke to be on a 100-day streak, but there's a lot of other people we pay that are not on 100-day streaks. So, shout out to Luke. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Luke. It's impressive. You'd love to see it. Welcome back to the stream. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Wow. Kira with the 100-day. Wow. That's insane. 100-day is crazy. That 100-day is crazy. How does nobody have higher than that? We've been streaming for like 9 months. We're streaming for like 9 months. How does no one higher than 100 days? It's like kind of embarrassing, low key. Crypto DJ in Life 69. What's good? 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 What is good? We have a lot to talk about today. It's like every day there is a million stuff going on. Mad 20, first chat. Where'd you come from? First chat. Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? We have a lot to talk about. Frozen Grapes, what's up? We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to get into. There's a lot going on. It was a big weekend. It was a crazy weekend. I guess this is just going to be... Dina, thank you for the 5 gifted. This is just going to be what we do indefinitely here. Man, everyone on Twitter, like all these little trading gurus are trying to tell you, like, not where do you live? Where'd you come from? Like, it's a first time chatter. Where'd you come from? Not where do you live? You don't have to dox to me. All these guys on Twitter are trying to pull the whole, oh, don't stress yourself out. The markets are intimidating right now and they're overwhelming. Take this time and touch grass and hang out with your family. Dude, know the fuck you should be right now. There is potentially a changing of the global world order. You should be neglecting everybody. Everybody should be getting neglected right now. It's like, man, if you're seeing your girlfriend 7 days a week right now, bro, there's just sprint periods and there's walk periods, okay? And 99% of the time is a walk period, and right now we're sprinting. And if they can't sprint with you, they can't sprint with you. Miss DJ, thanks for the gifted. Where's Pee Pee Poo Poo? We'll get him on eventually. He's well, crude under 100. It's like, what do you want? You think he's gonna come on under 100? It's not gonna happen. There's just like walk periods and there's sprint periods, and we're in a fucking sprint period. And you absolutely should be screen maxing right now, spending too much time online right now. And man, you should be I don't know. Me personally, there's times to neglect your fucking health, and this might be one of them. So I look like I'm neglecting my health. By the way, I'll do roll call in a second. I started the Hims pills, bro. I started the hair because it's like, look, I'm gonna be completely honest. I want to do the Marlin Buzz at some point. I want to do the Marlin Buzz, and I want to dye it white, like a white, like full white, like little, like a buzz cut and like white hair, like bright white. And I just can't do it right now. I just can't. I can't do it right now. I can't do it right now. And so I just started ripping them. And so if it, this is the thing. It's always darkest before dawn. And so if it starts looking worse before it starts looking better, just be cool about it. Okay? Just like be chill about it. Be cool about it. I don't want to hear too much about too much. Just be cool about it. Let's see the hairline. No. I don't want to do that right now, honestly. I'll do it when it starts looking crispy. It don't look bad, but you'd mog free if you did the right white cut. What do you mean by that? TJR exposed for LARPing. Let's talk about it. I didn't watch the video. Look, he's a 10 out of 10 entertainer. He's one of the best. I'm not too into these exposed videos. So you need some tats. I've been talking about getting the henna. I might rip the henna one day on stream and we'll see what happens. So I might rip the henna, like the arm tats on the henna. All right, look, we got a lot to talk about. Roll call, baby. Roll call. D-Nop, what's good? Jack, what's good? Teo, what's good? Shifty. Zabo, what's good? Wavy. Lettuce, what's good? Alex. Joey, what's good? Teo, Viblet, see you later. Kyle, what's good? Jackson Ray stinks. Where's Pipe Bomb? Live Live TV. Art Mommy, Rockefeller, Hidden Character, J-Led, Chunky, Stone, Russ, I can't read. It's going too fast. Henry, what's good? What's my meatball? What's good? Rectal Glizzy, what's good? Poker, what's good? Kira, what's good? John, what's good? Jeebus, what's good? Okay, Market, what's good? Sax, hey, if any first-time chatters in here, David, what's good? Frozen Grapes, you look healthier. Do I really look healthier? I feel like I look like fucking worse. LeBron James, when's the last time you watched the stream? LeBron James, what's good? Sharbert, Caleb, the whole squad. Wow. Cavalry Storm Rider. The skin. Lummox, what's good? By the way, not enough people have been talking about the facial glow up. We can skip it for now. We can come back. I do need a tan. Also, I flipped the lights to make them really white because the dark orange makes me look crazy. I can't really do the dark orange. So, look, it is what it is. It's been a few months. It's been deep in corporate America. Welcome back, bro. It's been a minute. I missed you. I think we all missed you. So, look, we have a lot to talk about today. We have a lot to get into. How is your skin glowing, Twin W? Thanks. How is everyone right now? Let's start like a little. Let's ease into today. Let's ease into it today. How is everybody positioned right now? How's everyone positioned? Green, red, and then what? What's everyone positioned? What's everyone positioned in? Horrible. What do y'all got? Licked, market buns. I'm fatigued. Cash, dying, miserable. Green, hype long, holding hype. Red on silver. No position. Spot and show. Round trip gang. Down kind of bad. Shorted a little post taco. Be careful, bro. Green, Zek, and XPL. You fucking girlin', dude, with the fucking XPL. Waiting to get into Brent. I missed your spot. Panic sold hype. For profit, though, right? It's a coffee. You sold for profit, though, right? Trenched all weekend. What does that even mean? What does that mean, Narlo? What does that even mean? Jonah said long hype, so I shorted and I'm green. I love this chat. I fucking love you guys. Sold trenches. Your girlfriend left you? I'm sorry, man. That's how we're gonna make it back. No. I know what trenching means, but like, what does it even mean in 2026? Like, what are you doing? What did you trench? That corgi dog? What'd you trench? Hey, did you make money? Did you make money and what did you trench? Honestly, I'm honestly asking. I'm curious. All right, can we talk about the shakeout and gold? Yeah, we can. Can you bring back the trenches? Honestly, basically 1v1 the Duve. Honestly, if I had the ability, I mean this so honestly. If I had the ability right now, if Aladdin came to me, is Aladdin grants wishes or no? if God came to me and said, that was crazy. Sorry. The genie's in Aladdin though. Whatever. If a genie came to me right now and said, you have no wishes, but I will give you the ability to snap your fingers and revive the trenches. I'm talking pre-Trump volume. I'm talking AI season 2024. I'm talking month 1 of Pump Fun, Billy to a Billy whiff, all that. I'm talking whatever. I'm talking Believe season. I wouldn't do that shit. I wouldn't do that shit because I'm trying to create a more difficult environment so we can grind harder. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to force myself to grind harder. That's where we're at right now. Yeah. I'm trying to force myself to grind harder. Okay, if I win the lottery, I would return that shit because I'm trying to make it on my own. I'm trying to make it on my own is where we're at. Quinn Thompson from Fajo's team swapping oil, shorting bonds, shorting AMD. We're going to talk about oil. I'm pretty tilted on the oil thing. I'm going to be honest. You know, maybe we could turn this into like a spirit. Also, what's good, Flood? Let's hear the Tao thesis. Threadguy told me to follow PP Poo Poo. Now I'm down $1,000. Hashtag touched. Can you tweet that? I'll retweet it if you tweet that. That's really funny. That's really funny. Not the down part, but the take is really funny. That's a really good one. Threadguy frame mogged P4 on his birthday in the oil order books. Threadguy and Besant oil mog P4. I'll talk about Tao. Yeah. I'll talk about Tao near the end. We have a bunch of shit to get. Can I be honest with you guys? I tweeted it. I'm not retweeting it, but I hope it does well. It's gonna do well. It's gonna do well. Let it cook. If you need to retweet at the end, I got you. But let it cook. Fuck you, unfollowed. Flood honor gifted. Wait. Blood said you can tell PP Poo Poo is chopped because of his voice on the podcast. What are you talking about? You have a podcast? Blood, you're only down like a band. You're down like 30 hype. I think you're down 30 hype on dinner now only. PP Poo Poo. Do I get put on a watch list if I Google this? He's not. What do you mean the Anon podcast? Oh, he deleted Flood. Wait, imagine he played that shit. Wait, I got it, Flood. I got it. Wait, I didn't know he did a podcast. How did you find this? I got it, Flood.
Sports betting. It's on, and now they're doing parlays and things like this. I mean, it's it's not something I really want to encourage. It's one thing when you have $50 on the line, and it's betting wasn't so big. Oh, they're actually Susquehanna or Jane Street or Citadel or whatever. But my specific team was filled with really young, bright guys. I mean, the oldest person was the managing director, and he was 30. And I was
Boys physiognomy out of 10. I think it's not bad. Honestly, not bad. Honestly, not bad. At all, dude. Fuck, maybe I'm just hating. Chat, what do y'all think? Is Flood hating or no? Hey, imagine this dude binks a oil long for 10 mil and rips this. Alright, we gotta focus. 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 Alright, here's the deal. We have a lot to talk about today. We have a lot to get into. There's a lot going on, my friends. If you're watching on Twitter or YouTube and you would like to chat, twitch.tv is the only place we do that. By the way, I only whip this shirt out when my life is going good. I hope you all know that, the capital T. I only whip it out when my shit's like, when my life is really like prospering. So, bad day to be a thread guy hater. I'm just going to keep it a stack with you guys. Before I get into the actual stream, I'm putting it off because we have like a lot to cover. So I just waste time at the beginning. I'm a little bit tilted on these crude oil longs. I basically round trip to mid 5-figure oil longs. Round tripped them both on fake news, and it is like ridiculously tilting. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, bro, like, okay, I have this thing now where I don't sleep through the night. I can't sleep, but if I have positions open. And so I woke up at, what time did I wake? I woke up at like 5 a.m. First thing I do, roll over, check Hyperliquid. Brent oil, it's like 108. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I go to bed. And I wake up at 8:30. And it's like 94. And I'm like, damn, like, Hyperliquid auto adjusted to the WTI. I want to see Brent. I click on WTI. It's at like 85. And I'm like, damn, I got Scott Besson, GG. That's why he's Scott Besson. And so, yeah, I round trip 2 of them. And the first one was like, whatever. But the second one was pretty annoying. And it was pretty annoying because I had my stop loss at my entry. And so it was like, whatever. Like, I didn't really lose money. But the reason it's annoying, and I'm going to rant about this in a minute, but the reason it's annoying is because the headline is fake. Like, the headline is fake. Getting stopped on a fake headline is actually tilting. Like, actually, it's kind of tilting. And so I think I'm done with the oil trades at the moment. I think I'm just done with the oil trades for the moment. We'll see what happens. We'll game theory it out. We'll talk about it. But as we currently stand, I needed to fucking like, yeah, pump it now. Pump it now. You know, I could have made the one trade, closed it. By the way, Pico Top. Closed crude at 102 on the weekend. I got clowned. Pico Top close. I could have walked away from the screen, been richer, and just preserved aura. But I just couldn't help myself. I just couldn't help myself. So it is what it is. It isn't what it isn't. You still cleared a great trade, bro. You know, I did clear a great trade, but I feel entitled to more money. I feel entitled to way more money on this oil trade. Like, I feel like I'm owed money by the market, which I know is a bad mindset. I feel like the market owes me money because I've been right. I've been right, but betting against the American empire is just not very lucrative, bro. I made a tweet about this, the inverse. Like, trying to short the market and Trump admin is just like, it's max pain. These guys that have been short, especially via options, have just been dying, bro. They've been dying. Like, you're short puts. You're getting theta just destroyed at all times. And then I can't even see what he's doing. I can just see the messages. You're getting theta destroyed at all times. And then the market goes down a little bit. You make like 3%, rip it back, 3 more percent, rip it back, 3 more percent, rip it back. And then before you know it, Chumbawamba and all of these bears are so miserable, they can't even stand to tweet anymore. And so that's like the equivalent of being long crude right now. It's just like max pain. So, all right, let's get into what we got to get into. A lot happened this weekend. I have the timeline for you pretty concise. Not all that concise, but I have it like reasonably well. I can't even hear the fucking the bits, but all right. Meek Mill, do not give this brother Palantir, man. I need to use Palantir for like an hour. Meek Mill is tapped into Claude and tapped into Palantir. Is it a top signal or is it just our technology is getting adopted? One of the two. I don't know. He's tweeting about Claude now as well, which is like, it makes me want. Claude's helping me organize my whole music career and other businesses in days, and is moving my business forward at a high rate. Some tech young bull I met on LinkedIn gave me an incredible template. Who else can help me with Claude? I don't know if this makes me feel better or worse about my positioning right now, but shout out to Meek Mill. He's been tapped in. And yeah, here you go. Suzu. At the top, signs of fraud are indistinguishable from signs of adoption. At the bottom, signs of cope are indistinguishable from signs of hope. All right, here's what I want to talk about. Is quick intro topic. I got into this conversation last night with a female, by the way. With a female. And a female that listens to a lot of our discussions about crypto. And she asked me, what's good, Luke Martin? She asked me, another first date. No, it wasn't a date. It wasn't a date. I did have a date this weekend, but it wasn't a date. I did have a date I just want to let everybody know that I did have a date this weekend. A lot of people can confirm. It was a good one, too. I did have a date this weekend. But it wasn't a date. But I was asked by a girl, okay? And she said, was she bad? Come on, bro. And she asked me, and she said, can you explain to me why Bitcoin is not going up in this market? That's what she asked. Can you explain to me why Bitcoin is not going up in this market? And I said, what do you mean by this market? She's like the war thing. And I'm like, okay. And I sat here and I thought about it. 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 And I said, you know what? That's a really good question. That's a good question. That is legitimately a good question, is what I said. That's a good question. I'm not sure I have an answer. And she's like, okay, well, can you like make one up? And I'm like, all right, fine. Let me make one up. She's like, can you like try? I'm like, all right, let me try. And so my take on it was like, it's a good question. Like, what is the answer? Like, what? Let's see. Let's actually look at it. We have market close in 1 minute. We'll look in a minute. Bitcoin right now is 70K, 70.6, and it basically was all in the taco, right? Like, look at this candle. We basically like tacoed, and then we're like in between retracing the taco. Let's see, price range. She said, I want to go and she need me. Pump like 6-7%. Haha. It's up 4% now. Gold off a cliff, which is like kind of nice. And I sat here and I thought about it. And I said to myself, because you know I'm like full port BTC. Basically. Damn near 75%. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. And I'm like, I said, you know what? It probably should be going up. Because in theory, Bitcoin is designed as a hedge against geopolitical unrest. In theory, Bitcoin is designed as a hedge against geopolitical unrest. And as you know, because you asked me the fucking question, we're in the middle of geopolitical unrest right now. Okay? But the problem is, it's never really acted as such. It's designed to be. And the paradox of BTC is that if we went to a full-fledged world war, like if we were really in, like I know we're in war right now, but if we were in like World War III, Bitcoin is probably candling, right? If currencies were getting deflated to zero, if banks were getting bank accounts getting frozen or worse, like blown up, BTC is probably fucking candling, right? This is always the Bitcoin maxi ideology that I kind of hate, which is that just like Sam Altman and Dario, they're so bad at pitching the bull case. They're like, yeah, when the world ends, Bitcoin will be worth $1 million. And it's like, I don't want that. You don't want that. But like, it's kind of like the paradox of the geopolitical unrest is like the worst it would get. It would probably hold up pretty well. And so in theory, it should be trading well, but it's not because it's never actually traded well in geopolitical unrest. It basically just trades as tech leverage. It just does. Tesla goes up 1, Bitcoin goes up 5. Tesla goes down 1, Bitcoin goes down 5. And right now, the market is going risk off. Dollar is pumping. People are selling risk. And Bitcoin is just like part of that. And so she was like, do you think it's going to go up? And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I've been full port Bitcoin. I said, I don't know, man. I've been full port Bitcoin for like a year. And I think it's always going to go up. But when? I don't know. I don't fucking know. But all things considered, gold looks like shit. And Bitcoin looks like shit wrapped in gold. And so you actually, if you're a BTC maxi, I wonder where Flood sits on this one because he's been buying hella Bitcoin. If you're a BTC maxi, like, you kind of have to feel decent about how the PA over the last couple days. I think you do. You got to feel like decent over the last couple weeks. You got to feel decent about it. And so I think it's also, I agree. I think it's hilarious. You kids talking shit about the threadguy. You wouldn't say this shit to him at the box. He's jacked. Not only that, but he wears the freshest clothes. He's at the chillest restaurant, hangs out with the hottest dudes. Y'all pathetic. So that was my answer. Now, is it a terrible answer? Maybe. Malcolm, thanks for the 20 gifted. Is it a terrible answer? Yes, maybe. But I would argue the better answer is just like, don't talk to like hot girls about Bitcoin. That's what I think you should do. That was my only takeaway. It was like, not, I need a better explanation. It was like, don't talk to baddies about Bitcoin. It's like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Well, like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Honestly, if you're talking about crypto on the date you're selling, it wasn't a date. It was actually my homie's date. One of my good friends' date that I was on, and I'm in the corner talking about Bitcoin because I can't fucking help myself. I cannot help myself. Yeah, this is exactly what happened, actually. My homie was on a date. I'm with him at a really nice restaurant, and we're drinking wine. We're eating steaks. We're ordering caprese and calamari and appetizers, and I'm talking about fucking Iran war and Bitcoin. Yes, I'm in the corner talking about fucking Bitcoin. And I won't stop talking about it, so finally she's like, all right, why isn't it going up? We're ordering everything. Caprese, burrata. We're doing the whole thing. And so, yeah. See, is that worse? If it's your homie's date, is it worse? I mean, she fucking asked me. And so what am I going to do? Not talk about the Strait of Hormuz? No, it's like, of course we're getting in there. And at this point, I'll move on in a second. But at this point, I've been on so many dates where I've explained the Strait of Hormuz. It's like second nature, bro. I almost like asked the question for her. I'm like, hey, ask me about Bitcoin. She asked, boom, I'm in it. I'm talking about it. I'm covering it. And so, look, no second date for my boy, but at least he feels more convicted in my Bitcoin thesis. That's where we're at. That's where it's just like, it's where we're at. There's, like I said at the beginning of the stream, there's sprint periods and there's walk periods, and this is a sprint period. And so if you're doing anything other than talking about geopolitical unrest, you're selling on your own. And so that's where we're at. No second date, but she understands the real market opens after Friday close on Hyperliquid. Okay, that's where we're at. All right, let's go. We got topics. We got shit to talk about. We got shit to get into. We have shit to cover. Before I move on, who had a date this weekend? Be honest. Ever since I told you all the sauce, I said, learn how to explain trading and you're going to get laid more than NBA players. Ever since I dropped the sauce, did anyone have a date this weekend? And then I'll move on. Did anyone have a date this weekend? And then I'll move on. I had a date, but she ended up crashing out on me at the gospel. It's all right, Flood. There's infinite of them in South Carolina. Don't even worry, brother. There's infinite. I did it with my wife. I'm married, so no. Why would getting married mean you don't go on dates anymore? Is that how it works? Is that how it works? Really? Date with wifey? All right, let's go. Let's go. By the way, I can't believe you found that pee pee poo poo podcast. All right, we have market close. Then we got some topics. By the way, just want to thank all you guys and all the baddies in the chat for pulling up today. Really appreciate it. All right, let's go. Market close today. Here's where we're at. SPY, end of the day, plus 1.15% is just so ridiculous. It was up 2.5. I think it's honestly, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, closed green is nuts. Russell up 2.5. Q's closed 1. Software ETF, IGV closed like 2%. Individual names, HIMS up 2%, thank God. Crypto, Hyperlink was down 1.4. Last 24 is at like $37 and some change. By the way, there is baddies in the chat. They just don't type in here. They type in my DMs exclusively. Bitcoin, yeah, I mean, look, it looks decent, but it's hard to trust. Short-term PA here. 70.6 on BTC. ETH 21.5. I don't even know why I read the ETH price out anymore. Gold's down 2.5%. Zcash up 5.5, which is nice. Sol's up 6, which is crazy. And Tau, new one on the watch list. Shout out to JCal. The only token that I'm long right now other than Bitcoin has the thesis of JCal pumping it. My life is fucking miserable, bro. My life is miserable, okay? Tau's on the watch list off a fucking JCal tweet. I cannot believe it. And it is up 9% on the day and is the fastest mover off the Trump taco. Pretty good to see. No, he read hype. I read hype. 37. Stock market hours, Brent is down 11 and CL is down like 10. And then the energy names are up a little bit. This chart is absolutely gnarly, by the way. Look at this chart. Chevron, look at this chart. Look at this chart, bro. Ugh, God. Ugh. If you followed Rasmussen and oil, you'd now be living under a bridge, by the way. Many such cases. Individual names. Palantir ripped. You know I'm out of this trade, but ripped. And then everything else defense crushed. Chemicals kind of crushed except for this Braxum. And the individual names, NVIDIA was up 2, Adobe down, Status down 1, Apple 1.5, Salesforce flat, Netflix 2, Microsoft flat, Oracle 3, Micron down 4.5. What else do we care about? Meta 2, Amazon 2.3, Tesla 3.5. But looks terrible. And then individual names, HIMS up 2, but terrifying. I'm taking the HIMS now, by the way. I think it's just the RR is just there. The RR is just there. My date told me I don't need it, but I just want a buzz cut. I don't know what to tell you. I want a buzz cut and I want a diet. I want a diet white. And so she told me I don't need it, but I said, just trust me on this one. Just let me just take the lead on this one. Fuck my life. So HIMS is up. I'm taking them. Circle, monster. Still looks good. Figma, who cares? Strategy's up 2. Anything? What else we care about? Robinhood, which is the worst performing stock in S&P over this year, which is honestly crazy. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Rivian up 6, but who cares anymore? We actually should add that to the list. Let's add Stretch to this list. Where is Stretch? STRC. Wow, it's almost back over 100. Maybe we get the twop again. Isn't the RR and HIMS hair regrows soft PP? Yeah, it is, but like when you're fucking young with motion and you just like ooze tea, it just balances you back out to flat, basically. It's kind of like Stretch. It's like Stretch gets over 100 and then we rebalance at 100. It gets way below 100 and they buy it back up to get to 100. It's very similar. Very similar. I would argue that the finasteride is very similar to Stretch. It gets below 100 and they just buy that thing back up, gets back to flat. And so that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. So yes, there are downsides, but when you're already like overweight BTC, you just flat iron back out at 100 and we call it even. Later, boys. Hang soon when I get back from Nashville. Yeah, Flood. Got a chance to talk to the GOAT Besson over there. If you stop talking, if you stop taking it, does your hairline start receding? And now it goes flat. It goes flat. It goes back to normal. It's like Bitcoin without the sailor bid. 20K. Okay, it goes back to normal is what it does. But all right, let's get into it. I'm gonna read you a tweet, and then we're gonna get into the flow of things today because I have some rants and some serious stuff to talk about. Also, I just wasted 40 minutes. So, yeah, fuck my life. Here's where we're going to start. Research is now so commoditized that the game is less about esoteric information and more about execution, sizing, and trade expression. Crypto traders may have the best discretionary instincts in the world right now because of how many market cycle reps they've crammed in the past years. Many are saying what we are saying on this stream. Here's one more for you. Many are saying what we've been saying on the stream for some time now. Looking at how late the mainstream pundits and market tourists start talking about the impacts of this escalating Middle East situation shows that just by being more prepared and curious on X and Twitter already gives you an incredible edge on how to navigate the market. Extra bonus if you have a keen interest and passion in history, current affairs, geopolitics, and commodities supply chain. And no, you don't need to be an expert to understand the severity of the situation as long as you spend some time reading up on the situation and getting up to speed on the knowledge department with your favorite AI LLM. Very soon, more and more allegedly smart people will be adopting our thesis. Okay? And the thing about this, like, you don't need to know much to make money in the market's thesis is that it's very self-fulfilling. Because the more people that believe you don't need to know that much and can be good at headlines to make money in this market start to trade, therefore more people believe you don't have to be that good. You can just have, then more people trade. Then there's, and the thing fucking cycles in, cycles out. And so part of the reason this stuff is trading like this is because Robinhood options volume, retail options volume is at all-time high. Higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, month over month, week over week, day over day, year over year, and that's how it's sort of playing out. All right, I have a ridiculously long update on the war timeline. We have to do it. We have to do it. We have to do it. It's long though, guys. I'm gonna be honest. It's long. It's kind of an overwhelming weekend. But this is just part of the game. So. Headphones are back on. Here's where we're going to start. Is breaking. Iranian media has released an animation titled Lord of the Straits, themed around the Strait of Hormuz. And then we have a lot to talk about. I actually haven't watched this. I think it's real, though. Who posted this? Is this real? Wait, what is that? Bro, they got the China ships going through. France, England, but they spelled it wrong. England, France, England, Germany, Australia, NATO. Help. They spelled it wrong, dude. Damn, England is such a fucking punching bag. Help, help, NATO, help. Can you imagine they hired the White House intern too? I haven't seen a White House edit in a while, and he like double crossed. They hired like the White House Twitter editor to work for them. He like double crossed him. I haven't seen a video from the White House. Wait. Hold on. Let me ask Claude. I just want to dox my whole camera roll. Screenshots. What does this say in English? What does Trump expect from a handful European that the powerful United States Navy cannot do? Whoa. This is not our war, and we did not start it. So, you know what's crazy about this video? I wasn't even going to do this rant right now. I was going to save this. The crazy thing about this video is that it pretty directly spells out markets on both sides. Or, excuse me. This video pretty much spells out that the war on both sides is being fought in the order books. This, up until this point, and at least right now, this is a market war. This is a market war. Like, look at Iran is posting these videos, and it's just talking about the oil price going up. It's a market war. It's all they're thinking about. Because, I mean, look, Iran knows that they can't actually destroy the United States military. It's not going to happen. And so the only thing that they're thinking about is the price of oil. I mean, look at this. It's oil price. It's oil price. And then Trump on the other side is like, look, yes, there's an atoms physical war being fought. Yes, there's bombs going off. There's missiles being shot and there's people being killed. But his ability to escalate and or de-escalate in Taco is strictly based off the market. Like, the market is telling him how far he's able to go. It's actually unreal. So Iran put this video out, and I think it's a pretty good explanation of like where we are and how this is being thought about in both sides. I mean, yeah, this video is unreal. Honestly, this is an unreal video. I don't know what to say. It's an unreal video. I don't know what to say. It's an unreal video. So this comes out, and this is okay. So this came out over the weekend, and this is a dangerous tweet to me. This is a dangerous tweet. Trump, or a truth. He calls it truths. Trump posts and says, if Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States of America will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. This happened on Saturday, and oil fucking candled on Hyperliquid. I mean, we candled pretty hard. I don't remember exactly, but I think this sent oil to like 108, 109, what Brent, 108, 109, 110 on hyperliquid because it's just, I feel like we're a broken record here, but I mean, everywhere you look, it's just escalation. Everywhere you look, it's escalation. Everywhere you look, it's escalation. And there's really, especially up to this point, there was absolutely no sign of a down de-escalation. And it also feels increasingly like the actual market opens on the weekend. During the week, Trump is limited in what he can say, what he can do, what he can announce, what he can threaten, because there's so much volatility in the markets and it like discourages him. And so the second we close on Friday, all fucking bets are off. Notice how all oil price discoveries happen on the weekend. All of it. All oil price discoveries happen on hyperliquid, happen on polymarket. All oil price discoveries happen on the weekend because that is when Trump feels like, okay, markets are closed. I have 48 hours. I have 48 hours to announce and to do whatever I want. And in theory, the market can't react. Now, this hyperliquid thing is like new. In theory, the market cannot react. And however bad it gets, I have 48 hours to fix it before futures open. And so the second we close on Friday, it's like it's fucking go time. So Trump makes this announcement and price targets are scary. They are. Price targets are a very scary thing because you put a number, you put a deadline, you put a line in the sand on when something is going to happen, and nature just gravitates to pushing it to get there, right? And so I actually like this post. Trading Axe. The ego of Trump right now is very similar to Caroline from FTX when she gave a $22 floor price for FTT. Which, who was here for this? Honestly, who was here for this? I'll never forget it. I didn't even know what it meant at the time, but I'll never forget it. Who was here for this? Yeah. If you were here for this, you'll never forget it. And Caroline from Alameda Research, who blew up and was not responsible, but was like the detonation in the FTX unraveling because they were so tits leveraged on customer funds, basically came out and said, like, sell me all your FTT at $22. Well, let's see. Actually, what's the actual? I didn't even know who she was at the time. Yeah. So CZ knows. Here you go. CZ knows that they're fucked. He sniffed it out. He found it. Whatever. He's aggressively selling FTX's token. Their tits leveraged. All in. They're all in. And they would have pulled it off if they weren't so fucking irresponsible. And they basically had a line in the sand. Liquidation at $22. That was the line where everything just goes Armageddon after. You lose 22 and it's over. And so Caroline Ellison comes out and she tweets at CZ Binance, November 6, 2022. If you're looking to minimize the market impact on your FTT sales, Alameda will happily buy it all from you today at $22. And so she posted her lick. She posted the line in the sand. And so when you post the line in the sand and there's somebody with infinite size that can test it, what do you think happens? You fucking test it. And we did. And we got there. And the rest is history. Now they're making a movie about it on Netflix. The rest is fucking history. And so Trading Axe makes a post. Look, it isn't the same situation, but this is just something to keep in mind, because this will repeat. A moment like this will just repeat itself. What's the Trump pump people are talking about in the timeline? We're getting there. So Trading Axe tweets, the ego of Trump right now is very similar to Caroline from FTX when she gave a $22 floor price on FTT. You're never, ever meant to provide a public deadline or value of any sort. Now in 48 hours, either he escalates and lets his nuts hang, or he bends the knee and the USA implodes in real time. All he had to do was not mention a specific time constraint. Open it up ASAP, or we might act ASAP. You see, vague. ASAP can mean a week or a month. But 48 hours, it makes me ponder. A keyboard warrior of Trump's magnitude understands the art of posting. He knew that Iran would not back down. So if anything, he wanted to escalate and do everything he claims, but also wanted to publicly demonstrate how they offered a lifeline beforehand. You don't offer a lifeline unless you're going to destroy as hard as possible. You also don't warn American citizens to be very cautious unless you plan to do bad things and understand that Americans will be seen as public enemy number one right afterwards. I'm an expert at keyboard warring, so it takes one to know one. And so, I mean, we pumped on this pretty hard because similar to the Marine situation, which, by the way, get there on Friday. The Marines get there on Friday. It just feels like, okay, cool, we're going to see a river card. Everybody's all in, pre-flop. Everyone's got a sick hand, and we're just going to get to the fucking river. We're going to get to the river. And so oil starts ripping on this. And so what happens after was crazy. This announcement came out after and says fires burn at the impact site of an Iranian ballistic missile in the southern Israeli city of Dimona. And we'll come back to this one in a moment, why this is impactful. But it's one of the most strategically important places in Israel for many reasons. If Israel can't even intercept Iranian missiles aimed there, that is an obvious sign of the serious weakening of their air defenses, a development already widely reported. And so during this, there's no Dimona. While this is happening on Saturday, yeah, dude, oil's ripping. Like, it just is. It's just like obvious escalations. We're now 3.5, 4 weeks into this entire war. There is obvious escalations taking place. And immediately after this video came out, I don't even really want to watch it, but we might as well, right? Fuck it, let's watch it. It came out. It's a good watch.
What?
I haven't seen it, but let's watch it.
What do you think about these Netanyahu AI videos?
I haven't seen them.
You haven't seen them?
No.
Oh, they think he might be dead.
What?
Yeah. There's a bunch of AI videos that Israel has released that are like...
I think it's like sub 1%, by the way. Like, I think he just got boomer shotted by this. I mean, chat, what is the likelihood on this? I think it's sub 1%.
Clearly AI.
What?
Show him the one where there's in the cafe. This one's nuts. Like, this one I would assume that some kid made.
Yeah.
Just fucking around on his computer.
All right.
Like, I saw it, I was like, there's no way they're really trying to pass this off as an actual video of Netanyahu at a cafe in the middle of the war. Like, everything is calm and peaceful.
I can tell. Is that one?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, it's
Well, that's just a clip. Show the actual...
Okay, so that didn't...
BB.
It's on the Israel
Probably has it
website,
at 2%.
or the Israel Twitter page.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, they released it.
I didn't know.
Holy moly.
Yeah,
He's
it's-
dead. That's crazy.
Well, his brother's dead. His brother got killed in a missile strike.
Recently?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Are we just like way too in the weeds keeping up with this? Are we just like way too deep?
They
What about a
struck his house. Are you just not online? What's going on?
I just watch funny shit and goof around.
Pour some of that. Let's
I got you,
fucking
baby.
go. Come on, give me some.
Oh, hey, I thought you quit the sauce.
Oh, no, I got back on.
Hey, I
I'm
think you turned Muslim or something. I didn't know what happened.
Jihad, I'm back.
Hell yeah.
Alhamdulillah, pour me one.
Easy, Zoran.
So look at this. This is AI.
That's fake.
Well, people have zoomed in on the signs and stuff, and it's not even real writing. And
Mm.
he's saying, look, I have 5 fingers.
Weird.
He's joking around, you know, because there was an AI video before that people were criticizing because it looked like one of his fingers had grown an extra appendage.
Right.
I think that just
This is pretty redacted. I'm not gonna lie. What the fuck what are we watching?
looked like the crease of his hand, honestly, to me.
Yeah.
But this looks fake as fuck. First of all, it's weird because he sips out of the cup, and yet the cup stays exactly the same level, and no matter where he moves the cup around, it doesn't spill.
Right.
Like there's a moment where he turns the cup like almost sideways. Like,
Yeah.
it moves way too much for it to not spill at all.
And why would he just be doing it? It looks like an ad for this coffee shop. He's just
Yeah.
hanging out at a coffee shop during a war.
And also, like, how's everybody so casual?
Yeah. He didn't tip, though, so that's the Judaism coming through. But, yeah, no,
It
this is
also
crazy.
looks like AI. Like, he looks
They look-y got Joe. Chat. They look-y got Joe.
like he's got a beauty filter on. That doesn't look like a human being.
Totally. This is silly.
Let me hear what he's saying. What is he saying? Is it in Hebrew?
לצה"ל, למוסד, אנחנו עושים דברים שאני לא יכול לשתף ברגע זה, אבל עושים דברים מכים באיראן חזק מאוד גם ביום הזה, גם בלבנון, ממשיכים. אתם אומרים לי להמשיך? אני אומר לכולכם, גם אתם תמשיכו.
Look, everybody's happy to see him.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were in that coffee shop, be like, please leave before the bombs come. Please leave before they target you.
You know what I'll say though about the AI thing is we've never been in, at least in America, we've never been in a war where AI has been prominent. Because even like Russia, Ukraine, early days, it was like 2022, 2023. And it wasn't that good. And so this Netanyahu situation raises a crazy question, right? Because it's like, okay, I've talked about this before, and I think there's like a moment where the internet almost snap call becomes unusable for information flow, because the moment that you have to think and pause, even for a second, when you see a piece of media and ask yourself, is this AI? The moment you do it for the first time, and even if you can figure it out, if it's real or not, but if you have to even let the thought cross your brain and be like, is this real? The second you get there, it's over. It's over. It's over. No, it's over. It is completely, undeniably over. And we've crossed that. And I think this like Netanyahu situation is a taste of what is to come. Honestly, because there's really no way to tell. You really can't tell. You remember we read that story about Facebook, about Meta is working on this program to like keep dead people alive and posting on socials. And we talked about how like difficult it is to find out. Like most people that you see on your timeline could completely just like not be alive, and you would have no, like they post like pictures on IG stories, like you don't really know what, like you could fake that. They're posting text messages which aren't particularly intellectual at all. And so it's our first war with AI. We're 3 weeks into it, and the world has no idea if the Prime Minister of Israel is alive or not. No one knows. No one has any clue. And some people think yes, and some people think no, and there's no like verifiable way to prove to either side which is right. That is fucking wild. That's wild. Think about that. That's wild. There's no way to convince the other side. Like there's no way. If he did a live stream, everyone would be like, no, it's fake, it's recorded. Like there's actually no way to prove if he's alive or not. There's no way to prove it. That is crazy. I know he did a news interview, but I'm just like saying it's like a pretty popular speculation at this point that he's like popular as in there's like a small conspiracy rabbit hole on Twitter that like doesn't think he's alive. But we've crossed into the chasm where you just like don't know. You don't fucking know. There's no way to know. And bro, there's a lot. I mean, bro, it's Joe Rogan. It's the biggest podcast in the world. Is like, no, he's dead. The biggest podcast in the world is like, no, he's dead. Also, I don't know. How do you know that Rogan video is real? Is the Rogan video real? I don't even know. And so we've crossed it. And we've never been in a war where we've had AI be this good. And it's it's crazy. It's fucking gnarly. Conspiracy theorists do have infinite ammo forever, by the way. You could never call them conspiracy theorists again. They're just theorists. That's what it is now. They're just fucking theorists. So that happened. Then we have one more video to watch. Iran posts this. Lego Trump sweating as Navy attacks tankers and warships and deploys. Watching Iranian propaganda, by the way, but we watch a ton of American propaganda, so. No! Shahed drone! No! No, no, no! Wait, how much is gas? $70? $70? $70? $70? Bro, it's a fucking market war. Wait, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is this? Who is this? No, not the fucking bald eagle, bro. Come on. Stop. Not the bald eagle, bro. That's fucked up. Wow. That was insane. What the fuck did we just watch? Dude. We're legitimately just we're legitimately fighting a Twitter war. That's what this is a Twitter war. And by the way, are we there's no way we're losing to Iran on a Twitter war. Stop. Are we? Bro, how are we losing to Iran on Twitter? Twitter's an American company, bro. It's owned by Elon Musk. Bro. That's like what we do is Twitter. Dude. The retweet is Russian? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Retweet com, what is this? Who is this? Located where? It's located in the United States? Who posted this? What the fuck? We got to get our fucking censorship under control. The US account posted this is nuts. Wow. I mean, getting meme mugged by Iran is nuts. I'm just being honest. I'm going to talk about this very shortly when we get to the taco section that happened today. We are very much in a Twitter war, and everybody knows it. That's the game. Is can you win over the narrative on either directions on Twitter? Iran's playing it. We're playing it. It's a fucking Twitter war. Unlike anything I've ever seen, really. We have never been in war with AI and social media this prominent, and it is terrifying. Is it better or worse than you would have expected? I think it's worse. I think the Netanyahu thing says enough. It's worse. It's worse, brother. It's worse than you could have expected. It's fucking worse. So then this comes out next. NATO vows to reopen Hormuz. NATO chief Mark Rutte says it can't be Rutte, right? Says he is absolutely convinced the alliance will reopen the Strait of Hormuz. He noted allies are coordinating the response after weeks of planning, stressing the importance of acting together with the U.S. Rutter? How? Ruta. Okay, Ruta. He also called the U.S. operation crucial, citing Iran as an existential threat. Okay, bang. Next. Besson. We have a couple videos to watch, but let's just get caught up. It's important. We gotta get on the same page. Now, something you're gonna notice is, other than Trump and Pete Hegseth, who are in control of this war, who is the only other Trump admin figure that we're hearing from publicly to further emphasize this market thesis? Where's JD Vance? Where is JD 20 tweets a day Vance? Where is Marco, fuck it, I'll do your interview Rubio? Where is anybody else? Nowhere to be found, bro. It's Besson only. It's literally just Besson. Why? Because all anybody cares about is the market. All anybody cares about is the fucking market, bro. And so, honestly, so do we. All anyone cares about is the market. JD, 20 tweets a day, Vance, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found.
Yeah, using military, what we have done, there has been a campaign to using military assets to soften up the Iranian fortification.
Like, Besson is talking about Iranian fortification and like war implications is very bizarre.
Along the strait, that's going to continue until they are completely demolished. And Kristen, let me tell you, whether it's this network or the mainstream press, the American people do not have good framing what is going on here. If you were to read what is happening, and I'm sure when Senator Murphy is on, he has come out and said we are losing the war. That is wrong. We have demolished the Iranian capabilities. Their Air Force is completely destroyed, Navy destroyed, and every day we are taking out their missiles, their missile systems, and the factories that build those missiles. And now the General Kane, Secretary Hegseth are leading a campaign to destroy all the fortifications along the Straits of Hormuz.
It's just very bizarre that the market guy is talking about where we are in the war. Am I off on this? Again, it's just a battle of price action. It's a fucking battle of price action. Also, you know what's... This is part of the problem, I think, is like he says if you were to just read the mainstream media, you would have no idea where we actually are in the war. So what are we supposed to read? What else are you supposed to read? I guess just watch the fucking stream. What else are you supposed to read? This is it. It's all you get. What else are you supposed to read? So that happens, followed by a Besant tweet, which reads, while doing an interview on mainstream media, exactly. Iran is the head of the snake for global terrorism, and through President Trump's Operation Epic Fury, we are winning this crucial fight at an even faster pace than anticipated. In response to Iran's terrorist attacks against global energy infra, the Trump admin will continue to deploy America's economic and military might to maximize the flow of energy to the world, strengthen the global supply, and seek to ensure market stability. Today, the Department of Treasury is issuing a narrowly tailored short-term authorization permitting the sale of Iranian oil currently stranded at sea. At present, sanctioned Iranian oil is being hoarded by China on the cheap. By temporarily unlocking this existing supply for the world, the United States will quickly bring approximately 140 million barrels of oil to global markets, expanding the amount of worldwide energy and helping to relieve the temporary pressures on supply caused by Iran. In essence, we'll be using the Iranian barrels against Tehran to keep the price down as we continue Operation Epic Fury. So this comes out, and then we basically end with who I believe to be the sitting leader in Iran make two tweets. One, lifting sanctions on Iranian oil currently stranded at sea. Wait. Excuse me. Negotiate, not leader. Negotiator, which is like, who are they even negotiating with? I don't know, but sorry. Negotiator, excuse me. Tweets, lifting sanctions on Iranian oil currently stranded at sea. Sorry, we're sold out. Followed by, alongside military bases, those financial entities that finance the U.S. military budget are legitimate targets. U.S. Treasury bonds are soaked in Iranians' blood. Purchase them and you purchase a strike on your HQ and assets. We monitor your portfolios. This is your final notice. Am I going to get banned if I play this? Luke, Elliot, am I going to get banned if I play this? This is the last video, and then we're going to get into the taco, which is the market, which is what I really want to talk about. I'm good if I play this. Are you sure? Are you lying to me? Okay. Let's play it real quick, and then we're going to get to the taco.
So as I predicted, Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz. Oil prices and energy prices are exploding. Inflation is exploding. Now Trump's given them an ultimatum. I predict that they will again thumb their noses at it, no matter how bad the destruction is to their electrical grid. And the private Federal Reserve will raise interest rates, as already saying they will do, and that will derail
his voice is unreal.
Trump's recovery plan, which is what the big central banks and the Rothschilds have always wanted. They used COVID to shut down his economic plan. They admit this is the Great Reset, to make us border control us to accept the Build Back Better agenda of the social credit score, universal basic income, and more. Trump is against that entire globalist plan of austerity and against their carbon taxes. That's why I've supported him so much, because compared to the Democrats, it's night and day. He really is returning
10 seconds
national
to
sovereignty to America
Rothschilds
and making our own decisions. But my God, then don't make the wrong decisions now that we have a president back in charge. This is so paradoxical, and it's so love-hate for me. And I know I've been right, and I've been proven right again. It's our own government's assessments, for heaven's sakes. And then 11-time, war hero, 11 tours, and his wife died, in Syria. All the rest of it comes out, and they call him a traitor and attacking.
Joe
It's
Kent.
disgusting. And Dan Bongino attacking Joe Kent. I mean, it is just so cowardly, absolutely disgusting. I don't even want to attack Bongino. He has just become such a shameful person. But he's just bought and paid for by the Israel lobby, folks. And I just, I'm not the guy that says everything's Israel, but now it is Israel. Everything people worried about, things that Pat Buchanan was worried about on foreign policy, he was right about, but he never thought they'd actually run the whole government. I mean, and they're doing it all against their own interest, folks. And in the end, Israel's own interest. Israel's thinking, Netanyahu's thinking about staying in power.
He's got nothing for us.
With sales plan of greater Israel and stuff. It's delusional. And if you think multi-steps down, this is bad for Israel as well. This is bad for the whole world. So there's the facts. This is going to derail the economic recovery if Trump doesn't shut it down very quickly. I hope Iran gives up. But then they'll say, oh, but we're not going to let you give up. You have to leave. And so they can't. Their back's against the wall. And they got a lot of other cards to play, like real sleeper cells here in the West.
Oh, I don't do this with the sleeper cell shit. How do you sign off with that? Don't do this sleeper cell shit. Don't do this. How do you sign off with that? One line and you're done. How do you get off with that is gnarly. All right. Before we get to the taco, I just want to read this one tweet. Okay? I want to read one tweet that I think is the scariest part of this whole situation. And then we'll get to the important market stuff is what we really are here for. Okay? CL tweets, and it reads as such. It seems obvious from the Iran war that even the most powerful nations cannot perfectly defend missiles and drones, nor could Iran anti-air strike material kills on Western Air Force. Attacks is the best defense. Concerning to learn for future world instability. That's why I put this tweet here to talk about this, which is that I think this is the scariest. We've been learning about this from the very beginning. We learned about the Shahed drones at the very beginning. Is that there's really like no reliable way to defend against these like asymmetric drones and these missiles. And it's sort of like a great equalizer. It's like a 3-point shot in March Madness. I know it's a bad comp. I'm sorry. It's a bad comp. But bro, it's sort of like the 3-point shot, which is like High Point should have absolutely no business staying in the game against Arkansas. They're less talented. NIL budget is nowhere near the same size. They have no money. Players aren't as good. They're smaller. They're less athletic. School is worse. They recruit less. Facilities are worse. Everything is worse. But they make 15 threes, and you're going to the fucking wire because you cannot stop the 3-point shot if they go in. And it just like feels similar, bro. It feels similar where it's like the only way to defend is just to attack. It's like the 3-point shot. You cannot stop them. It's way more expensive to intercept them than it is to shoot them off. And you can't guarantee reliably stop them. And so it leaves this situation where nations are forced to be aggressors. Aggressors, bro. Because you can't just be like, oh, our military is bigger. We're untouchable. And I think this is an underrated, because again, like I did the game theory stream the other day. And it was really doomer. And I was getting clowned on a little bit for it. Maybe it was a little bit doomer. Whatever. But it's sort of telling, like, the United States having this dominant military and still, like, Israel, IDF, like, having utter material, locational, everything dominance and still getting hit and still being threatened is sort of a scary thought for how this ages. Bro, it's like the 3-point shot in college basketball. It really is. It's like the 3-point shot. That's something that happened this weekend. Now, this is what I'm really here to talk about. Is this and exactly this. Is this fucking disgusting PA. Hourly chart of Brent since the crazy move. And I've now gotten stopped out of 2 multi-5-figure P&Ls Round trip, not stopped out. Stop loss, but not stopped out. And I'm kind of tilted about it, and I feel like I've learned a lot about it, and I have a lot of takes that I want to give. So I'm going to get up real quick. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. When I come back, I have some fucking ranting and raving to do. I'm not going to lie. BRB. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about what we're actually here to talk about. Let's talk about what we are actually here to talk about. First and foremost, if you've made money on oil, who's made money on oil either direction? Genuinely curious. Who's made money on oil either direction? Oh, good amount, actually. Surprisingly good amount. I learned it for a portfolio class I'm taking. What is that? Like in college? No way. Did anybody else in your class trade that? Did your professor think you're lit? What was your thesis? What course? At 80? Nobody else took the trade. What was your thesis? No way. Wait, what was the thesis? Behavioral finance. Strait of Hormuz closed. You longed it at 80. Does your professor think you're a fucking movie? Dude, do the Foids in the class think you're a movie? That's so sick. Do you post like paper trade P&L in the class? Oh my God. I also shorted silver. Damn, congrats on the fucking sex. God damn. That's sick. Fordham. Wait, be honest. Did the stream contribute to you longing at 80 or no? Absolutely. Woo! Hey, my mom used to do this thing when I was in high school where she gave me like $5 an A on a report card. So I don't know if you have that kind of setup, but if you get some bread for an A in this class, don't be afraid to fucking drop some subs. Bro is dead ass in college doing homework PvPing Scott Besson. That's hilarious, bro. Good shit. That's awesome, bro. That's fucking lit. Good for you, bro. Are there baddies in behavioral finance or sausage fest? Also gave the thesis to my friend's dad in banking. Did he long? Stop. Did he long? Yeah? No! You make money? Did you make money? Also told about the agriculture trade? God damn, probably. That's fucking lit. Go collect your fucking They've been on it though? Okay. Tap them into the stream, bro. What are you doing? Tap into the fucking stream. All right, look. I think, first of all, if you made money, I think if you made money in oil either direction, you're gonna just be good at this. Straight up. Even if it was a paper trade, you're gonna just be good at this. Because I've learned two things. Is one, I think it is very blatantly obvious to us. I think it's continuously blatantly obvious. If you are good at Twitter, you can be good at markets. The second thing that has been hard for me to wrap my brain around, but the market is just forcing my brain to get there, is that right now, more than ever, what is actually true doesn't matter. It just matters what the headlines are and what the market thinks. Okay? And so here's what happened this morning. Trump comes out and makes this announcement. He says, I'm pleased to report the United States of America and the country of Iran have had over the last 2 days very good and productive conversations regarding a complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East. Based on the tenure and tone of these in-depth, detailed, and constructive conversations, which will continue throughout the week, I've instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against the Iranian power plants and energy infra for a 5-day period, subject to the success of the ongoing meetings and discussions. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Delays it by 5 days. You know what happens in 5 days? You know what happens in 5 days? Does anyone know what happens in 5 days? Does anyone know what happens in 5 days? What happens in 5 days? Marines arrive. The fucking Marines arrive, bro. 8,000 of the most Sweet 16 games. 8,000 of the most badass killers in America arrive on a fucking warship to Iran. And so he bought 5 days. He bought 5 days. And here you go. I mean, bro, badass. Marines are badass. Yeah, badass. Also, yeah, what else is significant about 5 days from now? Or from when this was made, 5 days from the morning. What else is significant about 5 days? Friday close. Friday close, bro. Friday close. Of course. Of course, bro. Of course. Of course, Friday close. Because that's just how this works. It's Friday close. That's just how this works, bro. It's Friday fucking close. And so yeah, here's 2 tweets on it. One, well, find number 1. Trump's new ultimatum expires in 5 days, just when the markets close. And then 2, in 5 days, the USS Tripoli, with 2,200 Marines will be in position. I thought it was more. I think it's 8,000, but TBD. Frank tweet, 5-day pause until markets close again for the weekend. Until markets close for the weekend again. This is when markets open. Is Tripoli. The real truth is that the only time price discovery can actually happen is when the markets close on the weekends. That's where we get price discovery. Because everyone's afraid to do anything while the market's open. Trump won't do anything. At least what we've learned for war, starting when the tone was set, February 28th, when they struck Iran, Israel and the U.S. struck Iran, it was like 1 a.m. on a Friday, or 1 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I know this because I was out, and I'm getting notifications on my phone that my portfolio is fucking getting crushed. Is real price discovery in war happens on the weekend after market close. And if you don't have access, like, this is part of the reason crypto rails, perps, dexes are gonna win, is like, bro, if you run a big book and you manage a lot of money and you don't have access to trade these markets, you're just getting cooked. All price discovery happens on the weekend. The market closes, and that's where we see what we're really at. The market closes, and that's where we see where escalations are really at. The market closes, and that's when we figure out what's really happening. All price discovery happens on the weekends, bro. All of it. Look at these fucking wicks on oil, bro. CL. Look at these gaps, bro. Market close. Look at these gaps. Gaps. Crazy. Gnarly. It's all price discovery happens on the weekend in war. That's what we've learned. And so, yeah, we have access to 24/7 markets. Like by default, you have edge just on the time game. But what's going to happen until, what's this tweet? What's going to happen until Friday? Who the fuck knows? But you know, it's going to, whatever they really want to do is going to happen after Friday close. You just know it is. That's just the way it's going. And so Trump makes this announcement and oil falls off a cliff. I think, let's see the exact price. Brent oil. You can obviously see where the announcement gets made. Price range. One candle dumps 18.5%. Oil dumps 18.5% on a Trump taco that I would argue is no different from any other Trump taco we've seen, right? This one was bizarre to me because why is this different than any other announcement he's made, right? Because he basically threatened escalation and then said, okay, fine, we're not going to do it yet. And the market took that as, holy fuck, we're so back. And on this trade, I get stopped out. It's fucking annoying. I get stopped out on this trade. Really annoying. Is it different? Why is it different, DNAP? I'm pleased to report the United States of America and the country of Iran have had over the last 2 days very good productive conversations regarding complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East. This is a new post, yeah. Based on the tenure and tone of these in-depth, detailed, and constructive conversations, which will continue throughout the week, I have instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy infra for a 5-day period. He's talking about the total resolutions of the hostilities. Fine. But he basically just said he's not going to escalate a threat that he just made recently. And so immediately after this, by the way, immediately after, Iranian media says there was no direct or indirect contact with Trump and claims he withdrew after threatening to attack West Asia energy facilities. What? Iran says, no, we didn't talk. We did not talk. Follow up. No negotiations have been held with the U.S. and fake news is used to manipulate the financial and oil markets to escape the quagmire in which the U.S. and Israel are trapped. Iran knows. And so this is really what just happened. Is Trump comes out, he tacos, okay? It says we're not going to escalate and maybe we can find resolution, okay? Oil dumps 18%. Immediately after, Iran comes out and says not only is there not going to be resolution, but we haven't even spoken. There's been no discussions. We have not spoken to Trump. And it recovers 9%. Half. Recovers half. And so, what's so crazy to me about this whole situation and what I'm trying to digest, where I think we can be really good, and what I think has to be processed through our brain is that nothing at all, fundamentals, revenue, PE ratios, earnings reports, none of it fucking matters above what Trump says and what the admin wants to happen in the markets. And if they want this thing to fucking go up, it's going to go up. And if they want it to go down, it is going to go down. And it doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how much research you've done. It doesn't matter how positioned you are, how well you've prepared for the alternative. If they want the market to go up, they're going to force it up. And if you're on the other side of that trade, you're going to fucking lose. You're going to get run over by a fucking steamroller. You're going to get flatlined by a goddamn 18-wheeler. And you're going to be fucking looking like Flat Stanley at the end of the day. Okay? Trump says we have good negotiations. It dumps 18%. Iran says we've never spoken. It only pumps 9%. 9% down on a Trump lie. On a lie. On a lie. On a fucking lie. Okay? On a lie. Okay? The only thing... No. Brother, it isn't the case that you should be trading headlines. Okay? It's not just the case that you should be trading headlines, Trump announcements, and Twitter vibes. It is the case that if you're doing anything else, you just lose. You lose. GG, well played, you fucking lose. This is the whole game. This is the whole game. Why did you think it's a bad idea to short Brent? I have now convinced myself it's a bad idea to trade oil. Because here's the deal. I had the one oil trade. I crushed it. There was spread. The market didn't realize situation was bad. We realized situation was bad. We made a lot of money. After that, I bought capitulation wicks on fake tacos twice. Both times, I was up a lot of money. 50%, 60%, 75%. And both times, I got stopped out of my entry, round trip. And if I didn't have a stop at my entry, I would have lost a lot of money. Because you basically, on something like oil, like the way I'm thinking about it now, on something like oil, and it's so essential to like the United States of America at large. It's so essential to the United States of America, like manufacturing at large. And so the first time it gets out of control, they're not prepared for it, which was obviously the most lucrative trade. They're not prepared for it. So like think about these trades that we made. The first time it rips, the US is not prepared. Okay? And from where it's listed on the pump was bigger, but from where it was on Hyperliquid to the top, you get like plus 46% infinite size. That was the easiest and best trade because one, there's no ceiling. How high can it go? How out of hand? Like, remember we learned about Vega Capital and Cuddles, the GOAT, dumped oil to negative $40 a barrel. Like, how out of control can it get? Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? And so that's the easiest trade. Strike happened. Markets are closed. Hyperliquid's open. We're trading headlines. We eat on this. Now, I wasn't prepared for geopolitical trades. That was my mistake. We will be now. Okay? Then they destroy it on one, besting in the order books. Two, a fake taco coordinated with the release of the SPR. Okay? And they wick this thing down all the way back, basically. Down 33%. Okay? And we get the second easiest trade on oil, which we took. I took it. Some people in the stream took it. If you didn't take it, don't fucking feel bad. I was shooting from the hip. I didn't know any better. But we took it on, okay, you no longer get the parabolic, when is it going to stop pump, but you get this like, it's been 72 hours. The strait is not open. And what they just used to dump it down was completely fake. SPR is nothing burger. Taco was fake. Everything was fake. And so it's not as aggressive. It's not as parabolic. But from bottom wick to like next move, you get like plus 33%. You get a trade. You get a trade. It doesn't have the same upside, but you get a trade. On the market doesn't realize the protocol to stop oil from going up is a bad one, and there's upside. And so you get that trade on the headline exclusively. And then every trade after that, you lose. You just lose. Congrats, you lose. It's like you can't go short oil because the situation's escalating. And so if you can't go short because the situation is escalating, by default, you're long, right? Like if you're not short, you're fucking long. But you can't go long because Trump could just say the war's over even when it's not and stop you out. And so you kind of can't do anything. You kind of can't do anything. You're kind of stuck. You can't really do anything. You can't, in my opinion, you can't really do anything at this point. Too fucking bad. You lose, Trump wins, play his game or you lose. And so to me, the trade at this point that I want to take, I told you I'm long Tau, which we'll talk about. But we saw it for a second, is that when the war is actually over, you're just long and don't be too early. That to me is where we're at, right? Like you saw, look at what Bitcoin did when on that weak ass taco. Look what Bitcoin did. Ripped a 7% candle. This, if it was really over, wants to do this. Like it just does. It wants to go. And now we have a plethora of problems, a myriad of problems, if you will, that are unsolved. Particularly what our problems were before the war. AI, deflation, mass firings, SaaS apocalypse. Like we haven't even dealt with that. That's actually getting worse behind the scenes. We haven't even dealt with that yet. But I'm sitting here waiting for longs not to be too early and to play the long side when this thing is over. Because, dude, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm just driving myself crazy on the oil. I'm driving myself crazy. I was up a lot of money twice, and I round tripped it. I was up a lot of money twice. I round tripped it because it doesn't actually matter if you're right about the escalations. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It is like we're playing Trump headlines, and it has to be taken literally. It's like if we're going to trade megachurch, we have to just take it very literally. Like in your face, fuck you literally. Which is why I long Tau, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. And so the dilemma becomes like, all right, I've been thinking about this. We talked about this in the morning call with Tulip King. The dilemma sort of becomes we're playing like war is being played in the order books through financial manipulation until it's not. Because when it's not, and you have shortages and supply chain issues and $10 gallons of gas, it's a gnarly situation and there's crazy trade opportunities. But the most powerful people in the fucking world are trying so hard not to let you get there. And so usually I'd be like, cool, if you're not short, you're fucking long. But I think I'm done with oil for now. Because I just feel like I'm being fucked. I feel like the market is wrong. I feel like I should have $1 million. I feel like the market is fucking wrong. And I feel like we've traded this. We should have traded this beautifully. But I'm actually a little tilted. Yeah, I'm tilted a little bit. Because I feel like the market is wrong. And it's like, do you want to fucking be right or do you want to make money? And I want to make money. And so I feel like my best ability to make money right now is to not lose it. Which is fucked. But you have to just know when you can't take the trade anymore. Like we took the first one. The first one was beautiful. It was beautifully executed. But it's too weeds now. It's too weeds. There's too many, it's too weaponized. It's too weaponized. The trade. Iran is weaponizing it. The US is weaponizing it back, and you're just getting whipsawed. Oil bulls are going crazy. I think PB Poo tweeted he like closed too early on the taco. Like if he's going crazy, I'm like, nah. You got to know when to walk away from it. So we're going to follow it really closely, but I'm done trading it for now. We did well. I still end very green. I gave a little bit back. But I mainly just round tripped a lot of money. I mainly just round tripped a lot of money, you know? And I think the obvious learning is that we're going to have to just trade mega church literally if we're going to do it. I mean, it's a headline market. The market doesn't care how bad it. Like I think what's frustrating about the oil trade is that your diagnosis on the situation and how the market moves in this spot is just not one-to-one. And so this is why I tweeted that I feel like, and did you Juice talk about what just happened? No. I feel like being short in a Trump admin, which is also being long oil in most spots, is just like the wrong position. It's the wrong position. It's the wrong position. You're either long or cash. You're long Trump or you're cash. I love the Fajowism. That's how I'm going to be trading for the inevitable future. I'm long or I'm cash. It's like these guys that have been buying puts for months and just driving themselves through a fucking wall. Chumba and a lot of these guys who I think are like genius traders. They're probably right that things should go down. But I don't know. The market doesn't give a fuck about what should happen. Why should anything happen? Nothing should happen. Doesn't matter what should happen. It's like, no, what's happening is fucking happening. And deal with it. Fucking deal with it. Fucking deal with it. And so you just get like theta cucked on puts or funding cucked on shorts. And the money doesn't come like, you know like the Thanksgiving turkey meme where it's like a turkey's lifespan is like, and it fucking falls off a cliff. Longs trade like that. You make massive amounts of money in big bunches when we rip. The shorts, I mean, look at these like charts. Imagine you've been like short Nvidia. Look at this chart, bro. You just been like short Nvidia. Trying to call the top on this. It's like, bro, what? I mean, you're going nuts at this point. Like, what is this chart? This is not like a normal chart. So if you're a bear here, I mean, you're just like, or like the SPY even. The SPY one is worse, actually. Look at this. If you're a bear. And so if we're playing mega church, like I am trying to at least, then you're sort of playing it on the long side. Like you let Trump tell you when to buy and you play on the long side. It's just how I'm thinking. It's just like how I'm thinking about it. It's how I'm thinking about it. And so if you made money on the oil trade, I hope you're proud of yourself. Actually, if you walked away with any money on oil, you should really think to yourself like, damn, I could do this headline shit for real. I could really trade it. I could really trade this market. Because you can. I could really trade this market. You should walk away from it with that feeling. I could really. I have. I'll be honest. I fucking have. I really have. I've walked away from this like I'm just not gonna fight it. I want to play headlines anyways. I want to play sentiment anyways. And we could really trade it. We really can. So, all right, that's the taco. That's my fucking frustration. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I think I was supposed to do this rant on this section. I already did it, so we'll go through it quick. But this is what trading oil after the first weekend has devolved into. Okay? At 12:03 p.m., President Trump told reporters he wanted a ceasefire with Iran. At 12:05, he declared victory. At 12:07, he announced he was sending Marines. At 12:08, he said no boots on the ground. At 12:11, he said he did not want a ceasefire. At 12:16, he declared victory again. At 12:17, he asked for a ceasefire. At 12:23, he told NATO they were cowards. At 12:29, he said Iran was begging for a ceasefire. At 12:31, he said everything was perfect. At 12:36, he said $500 oil was a good thing. At 12:37, he demanded Iran open Hormuz. At 12:39, he said Hormuz was never closed. At 12:41, he said the U.S. was not at war with Iran. At 12:42, he declared victory in Iran. After the first weekend, this is what you're trading. And so what I'm learning is that the first weekend is just the easiest time to trade these. The first one. This is silver. Look at silver. This is silver. And then this is Brent. It's obviously the first weekend is when you trade this. Look at gold too. Look how tough this was to trade other than the first weekend. Parabolic move. And then like pump. Maybe you didn't buy here. But like I would have bought here. I would have bought here. Probably get stopped. Then you like buy again here. I probably would have bought again here. And I probably would have bought more here. Stopped, crushed, breakout with size. I probably buy here. Crushed, down, 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 down. You could have bought here. Crushed, down, 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 down. Or you just bought this fucking gap and rode it to like, I don't know, here. And you made fucking what? Cool. 15% infinite size and you're good. And so as we think about these trades, it's like, it's just so much easier to buy here than it is to buy here. Feels better because this trade, even once you get in this range, is just like fundamentally a different trade. It's the same exact fucking thing to a T with the oil. It just is, it's the same. Chart looks a little different, but it's the same, bro. It's like you're buying on this first gap on Hyperliquid. Easy trade. Everything after that has been a fucking mess. Up, taco down, up, taco down, up, taco down, up, taco down. Rip, taco down, rip, taco down. Brutal. It moves too fast. The first hot ball of money pile moves too fast for anyone to stop it. No interventions. No circuit breakers. No stoppages. Nothing. Just up. Euphoric. That's what I'm in that. I want that. And so here you go. The only reason oil isn't trading at 150 right now is that everyone knows the first time it touches that level, Trump is going to tweet out the biggest headline you've ever seen, like nobody's ever seen before, and wick it down to 30. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. And so I've been trying to fight it because I think I'm right on the escalation part. But it feels like the GTO spot to be is long side Trump headlines. One bond stream, we could fucking do it tomorrow. Long side Trump headlines is all I can think about. That's the best place to be in this market right now. Long side Trump headlines. And then when you think the market's wrong and the war is fucking spiraled out of control and everybody knows it, but the market's lying to you, just don't play. Just don't play. I don't know. I'm not playing. I don't want to play. Not right now. Maybe I'll play again. Yeah, no different from meme coin hype is exactly right. It's like, when you think a coin is really good, but the bundle is just unloading on your face, don't play. Don't play. Don't play. It's the same game. We've played this game a million times. Oil, everyone said oil to 200. Oil can't get to 200. It can't. They won't let it get to 200. We know this. They won't let it. They won't let it get there. They won't let it get there. This isn't Pepe coin. They won't let it get there. They just won't. They won't let it get there. And so this was crazy. Timeline on this. March 22nd at 4 p.m. Wait, I'll show you on Hyperliquid. Look at this. Look at this. March 22nd. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Right here. Right here. This trade still isn't open. Brother, I know. That's why I keep trying to like go long, but I think I'm right, but I feel like I should be up a lot of money, but it's maybe not the best expression of it. Right here, this guy tweets and says, someone big is selling oil futures, and my guess is that it's someone with insider information of a ceasefire within the next 48 hours. Nobody could just come out and sell oil futures like that with the news we've had this weekend. What do you think happens next? Cliff. Crazy. It's crazy this happens, but it is. You have to know the game. And so this is where people think they're shorting crude futures. Who knows? P. Pupus tweeted a lot. It's structurally unable to go over 100. Now, here's the thing. Is that if they are actually doing this, and you are being manipulated to the short side on oil, and you know whoever they are is not letting the market go up, and this thing prolongs for a while, eventually it just pops. Like if that was the case, eventually it just pops. But the upside on the pop, and we were talking about this back from when I sold the first time, the upside on the pop is capped. The upside on the pop is capped because they'll just, if they'll do, again, you just have so many forces working against you. The pops are capped. You don't want that kind of pop. What you really want is like the Bitcoin pop on the ceasefire. But here goes another one. 5 minutes before Trump's announcement, 1.5 bill of notional worth of S&P ES futures are bought in a single clip. 192 mil of oil futures sold. More than 4 to 6x any other trade during the market closed. Insiders profited from his lies in broad daylight. You just have to know this is happening, right? This is just happening. This is just where we exist. We exist with sharks, and it's better to know that they exist than and play around it or with it, swim with the sharks, rather than just pretend like it's not real. And yeah, this happened too. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm at on oil, basically. I think that's most of what I wanted to rant about. I really wanted to get the clip about how fucking bullshit, how all you need while we're doing is trading Trump headlines directly. I wanted that clip. I think it's a good clip. In other news, there's other stuff happening in the market. One of which is crypto. How about that, huh? Crypto is happening. And I'm long a crypto token that isn't Bitcoin. Yeah. How about that? I am long. Do y'all even make money more on the situation all day? Brother, if we weren't making money, we wouldn't be doing it. It's the whole point. If I wasn't making money from it, I wouldn't be fucking doing it. I'm long a crypto token. And I would like to show it to you as to why I'm long. Oh, wait, I have 2 videos I wanted to watch real quick, actually. All right, maybe we'll come back. Here's what we're going to do. Let me jump off real quick. Give me like 1 second. I drank a lot of coffee before this. Wait, what's the song I want to hear? I think it's this. All right, BRB, 30 seconds. I'm reading a tweet about me. Let me read it again real quick. He said, most amusing. All right. No, X isn't down. Here's a tweet. It's actually kind of a fun tweet. I actually love this tweet because I do this. Here you go. I think this is about pee pee poo poo, but unclear. This might be about pee pee poo poo. He says, oh, damn, why my ears just pop like that? Most amusing part of CT is the constant desire to anoint a new figure as an all-knowing god depending on the current niche interest the market is focused on, and then people seeing that that person is in fact fallible, but learning nothing and doing it all over again with another person. The all-knowing market god who does not miss isn't real. It feels insane to even need to say this. And this guy said, threadguy LOL. And he replied, said, threadguy is funny because I don't know how much of what he does and says is just to fulfill the constant requirement for content, and how much is that he actually believes in the shit he says. Both pretty reasonable. I just love this. I don't know what to say. I love this. I love doing this. I love anointing a god for a specific topic. Because they're just, you know, I believe that the market, crypto Twitter in particular, every 3, 6, 9 months basically gives the Midas touch to a main character, and they have the can't miss serum like in their veins. They have it. They have it. It's happened many times. And they go on a god run. We've seen it with Ansem. We've seen it with Murad. We saw it with Degen Ping. We saw it with Frank. We saw it with him, Gajira. We saw it with Degen Ping was a god run. We've definitely seen it with Rhino. We've seen it with Pike, Uber Mendez. We've seen it with Nexus, yeah. Not Super Public, but yeah. Flood. Anteater. I don't know about Anteater, bro. But it's actually very profitable to outsource your religion to a trader when they have the Midas touch. It actually is. GCR, of course. It's actually profitable to do this. Like, it actually works. And so I find myself, partly for the lore, Lolliot, Base 16Z, partly for the lore building, and then partly because I actually just like believe in said person, that Bonk guy, yep, that it just like works like this. Like, you just get into flow and you cannot miss. And it's self-fulfilling, right? The more you hit, the more you can't miss, the more you hit. And I think this is just the nature of trading, like forever. I think it will forever be like this. Where people just want to outsource to a better trader. This is just like the game. It just like will always be like this. And I always say I pride myself on being the best in the world at spotting these people. And so right now, we'll see how long it lasts. But the guy with the sauce is pee pee poo poo. It just is. Pee pee poo poo has the sauce. Now, he's in a brutal spot. He's in a brutal spot because he's trying to PvP the U.S. government. But, dude, he just has it. Please get him to change his name, bro. What is this song? Someone send him, please. Someone send him this. Woke up, bro, like, not like Vic. And I dropped that. Y'all ain't turning my side, can't hold my Glock. I don't really like that shit. Excuse my friends, don't like that. Lambo chin, I found her, couldn't. I had her. Bitch, I had her. Yeah, that's tough. Two-tone Maybach, yeah, well, got a head from man, you want fuck. Why, slut? Why? Beep, beep, boop, boop. Like, people just, sometimes they just get it, bro. Sometimes they just have it, and you have to just fucking give it to them. It just is a thing. It happens in all markets, all the time, with everyone, forever. It's a nature of markets, and you just give it to them. And so I'll forever do it. I don't give a fuck. I'll forever do it. If I have to, I'll forever do it.
You not have seen this because you were.
Let's talk about Tao. I didn't fill up my water, though. I forgot to do it. I'm sorry. I forgot to do it. Give me 1 second. I'll leave this open now.
Yeah. Boy Wonder. Drizzy. Y'all don't really like me. I can understand.
By the way, the most unpatched method of all time is showing somebody the invisible door. It's unpatched, like triple plat, unpatched, completely unpatched, like unpatched, maybe unpatchable. It's unreal. You see in the stream room? Close it behind. It's unpatchable. Completely unpatchable. Okay. Let's talk about crypto. All right. The way I'm thinking about trading right now, this is a constantly evolving thing. In 25, I made a lot of money on like long-term holds. Zcash was a long hold. Pump Fund was a long hold. I made a lot of money on long holds. And I mean, you just get punished for that right now. Like you just get punished in this market for long holds. You just do. Oil quick, metals quick. The Bitcoin pumps are all quick. And so I am really just thinking about short-term attention swings and seeing how many I can hit without giving back a lot of money back to the market. That's how I'm thinking about trading right now. Short-term, max attention swings that get handed to me by the market. And if I have to sit in cash and be bored for months at a time, I'll do it. And so, I don't know. I paid no attention to Tao. I don't even... Honest to God, I'm not even sure I can give you a good explanation of exactly what it is right now, okay? But, dude, the discourse around this thing is insane. So I have 4 posts for you that I'm going to play. Number 1, J Cal from All In Podcast comes out and tweets Tao over BTC. It's like, what? Unreal tweet. Like, what? Pinned, by the way. Pinned it. Dude's fucking profile. Oh, he's live. What's he doing? Never mind. Pinned. He pinned this. Tao over BTC, which is kind of a crazy, nuts tweet. Okay? Second, he comes out and he tweets, Grok, please send me a performance report every month comparing how MSTR's various devices do versus BTC and Tao. It's like, what? He's like dunking on Sailor right now. It's nuts. Next. And this is probably the craziest one. All within like 48 hours, by the way. He tweets, not financial advice. Family member. What's this Tao you keep talking about on the pod? Me. Sell half your BTC, buy Tao. Not financial advice. Hashtag remind me of this tweet in 6, 12, 18, in 24 months. What logical sense does it make to buy MSTR instead of Bitcoin directly? Followed by, this is a Malcolm banger, showing a random beta after your friend makes 4B on the main runner Solana. Followed by this, which came out the other day, a couple days ago. I'll play it.
2 days ago, you may not have seen this because you were busy on stage, but there was a training run that happened in this crypto project called BitTensor. Subnet 3, they managed to train a 4 billion parameter llama model, totally distributed, with a bunch of people contributing excess compute. But they were able to do it statefully and manage a training run, which I thought was like a pretty crazy technical accomplishment.
Yeah.
Because it's like random people and each person gets a little share.
Our modern version of folding at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the end state of open source? Do you see this decentralization of architecture as well and decentralization of compute to support open weights and a totally open source approach to making sure AI is broadly available to everyone?
I believe we fundamentally need models as a first-class product, proprietary product, as well as models as open source. These two things are not A or B, it's A
What does the folding at home thing mean? I don't get that.
and B. There's no question about it.
And so then that came out, and then there's one more I want to play, which is... Yeah, what does folding at home mean? I don't know what that means. The dog. My...
I don't give financial advice, but if anybody's listening and you had a hundy that you were going to spend on some margaritas.
Wish I didn't listen to that.
I'm going to say maybe drink some water Friday night, get some filtered water, tap water, whatever, have a nice tea. Put the other $99 into just buying a little towel for yourself. Why not?
I mean, this is insane. I'm not going to lie. It is. Objectively, it's insane. There's one more clip, I think. Hundy is crazy. I mean, he's just nonstop. I'm very curious about a crypto that doesn't burn energy for posterity proof of work, but that solves the massive AI build out. That's my simple bet. What if Tau can provide more affordable cloud AI SaaS solutions via distributed solutions with subnets? We'll be discussing with... He's not talking about right now.
No, I kind of think we've seen this before. People did do a lot of sampling, in mobile. When the PC came out, there was a lot of sampling. People would do it as a hobby.
I'm not interested in the Delph thing. I don't care. I just care about fucking... There's no way to make money on Delph. I don't care. There's one more clip, I think, from Jason. This came out at like 170 Tau, I think. There's one more clip. Where's the clip? Yeah, full stream. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see if I can find it. If not, it's fine. No, whatever. But the one other thing that's...
The other piece to this puzzle, Sachs, is there's a lot of crypto distributed projects. The one I've been working on is BitTensor and Tau. I think.
How old is this? Wow. October 4th, 2025.
You've also done a deep dive on this, Chamath, and I'm a partner in an emerging crypto fund called Stillcore Cap, and we're buying Tau, and we're looking at BitTensor and all of these subnets that are being made to do distributed computing. And this is a big push for Apple as well. A lot of these M4 Mac minis you've seen out there, their plan is to put all of this, all these LLM stacks on people's personal computers and then distribute them and have this like SETI at home and an incentive layer. And I think that's going to be a big part of this. People are not going to want their AI jobs to go to the cloud necessarily. They might want to do it locally. And I think that's where the phones and all this silicon is going with Apple's big focus on it. It's going to be
Well, I
brave
think
new world.
Yeah, you bring up an interesting point. In the early years of this AI revolution, I'm talking about like 2023, 2024. I mean, it's just started in the last 3 years. There was this analogy that AI was like nuclear weapons. I mean, you hear the doomer crowd, the safety advocates.
Okay, so the last thing is that I didn't really realize this, but Jason has here in his bio. No, it's in his bio. Maybe it's not his bio. What's the guy's name? His name is Mark Jeffrey. Here he is. They run this thing called Still Core Cap. And it's a Tau fund between this guy Rob, who's going to come on the stream, this guy Mark, who's going to come on the stream, because I'm like, we have to figure out what the fuck's going on here, and then Jason Calacanis, who's going to come on the stream. And so, by the way, this is nuts. This is insane. This is like, so I longed it. Like NFA, I'll give you my thesis. I longed it at 266. We'll mark it. And we'll see. And I added a little bit at like 285 or something. If it really rips, I'll add more. But I longed it on the thesis of like low lev, 3 or 4 X. I longed it on the thesis that when was the last time you've seen outside non-crypto native or people that hate crypto and actually have money and influence shill a crypto project this hard? What's the last time? Actually, what's the last time? Give me an actual answer. My argument would be Zcash. That was the last time. You saw all these guys come out, Naval, the Winklevoss twins, who obviously are crypto native, but they're not talking about crypto. Balaji, who only talks about Bitcoin. All of these like big names that are not talking about tokens came out and were shoving Zcash down your fucking throat, and it pulled a crazy fractal. And so what was the argument for Zcash over XMR? Bro, the argument for Zcash over XMR was there was big people shilling it, period. That was it. That's the argument. That was the argument. That was the argument. And so is that bullish? How's that doing? I mean, yeah, it looks like shit. I still love Zcash. Looks terrible. Looks fine. But I mean, it pulled like an insane move. Like it pulled an ungodly move. And everybody was talking about it. All these big names were talking about it. It pulled like a stupid fractal. And so I just like said to myself, like, all right, if I'm really playing this headline shit seriously and I'm really playing mega church seriously, I'm obviously clicking Tau. Right? Like if I'm not clicking this, what am I clicking? If I'm not clicking Tau here, what am I clicking? Honestly. And so I have my conviction on this is exclusively social. That's it. Like exclusively social. I don't even know what it is. I still really don't. I think it's one of these ecos where you can like contribute your compute and they're running these like AI training runs and training decentralized AI. I don't even really know exactly what it is. I'm going to do my best to I'm going to try to get JCal on. I am. But I'm definitely going to get the guys from his fund on, and we're going to talk about Tau and try to figure out like exactly what it is. But I'm long strictly on attention thesis, and I have a little buffer here, so I'll get stopped at 240 or something. I don't know. It's exclusively like a momentum attention. It's up 10.5% today. And so we had like a Trump talk. Crypto's done well today. Crypto did well today on open list on this like taco immersion. And it's the best performer, basically. Aerodrome, but this is down so bad. Layer 0, which actually looks really good. And then Tau, which looks pretty decent, all things considered. This is November 25. So I'm long. I wanted to just like call it out because I fucking call out my trades now. Fuck it. I'm trading all the time. I don't talk about a lot of them. We might as fucking well talk about a lot of them. And so that's where I'm at. Nothing else really is that interesting. XPL, like, no. Pengu, I mean, it'd be a crazy run. Doge looks like terrible. Zcash looks decent. Monad actually looks pretty decent too. Everything else crypto is just like not worth talking about, really. I'm still on this like not worth talking about. Anything else crypto? Look at this. Say, how bad is this? Oh my God. So bad. Lighter, it's just like embarrassing how bad this is trading. And so my thing is like, why return potential a lot lower than the Zcash play? I don't know, bro. You know why? It has this AI thing, which is like privacy is such a big narrative. I still think Zcash is going to pull a stupid fractal. It might just take a while. It's probably like more correlated with Bitcoin than you would like to admit. Crypto AI is something people like forever want to bid. There's just nothing to bid. There's just nothing to bid. So you ever use I think I'm on 4x. I think I'm on 4x. Not crazy size, but I'll add. Like if we fly through 100, I'll add. You know, this is how I've been trading a lot recently. Feeler and then buy on the way up. And if I go feeler and we get crushed, I'm out. Like I'm not excited to lose money on coins right now. Feeler, and if we go down, I'm out. Feeler, we go up, I'm adding. The fundamentals of the subnets matter to you. I don't know anything about the subnets. Honestly, I don't. This is totally like a fucking buying JCal shill, which I cannot believe that my only position right now is a Jason Calacanis shill, but it is. This is where we are. It is. And so that is where I am. And then we'll just see what happens. But I am long it solely on attention. I just like feel like if I'm like a crypto believer and I'm not buying this here, like what am I buying? Like when am I buying anything if I didn't buy this? At least click it like a tiny bit. What am I buying anything? What am I buying if I'm not buying this? Like what am I buying? I'm talking about with Jensen. Like what am I, you know, it's like is the whole thing just fucking done? What am I buying? So I just like fuck it, you know? Why not? Fuck it. And so it brings me to like one of the last topics is like, you know, we're going to continue to talk about war for as long as war is something that we need to talk about, and oil. It has fully distracted from... Are you still long, Zach? I hold some spot, but like not a ton. It has distracted from this other problem that we know is brewing under the surface of the AI bubble. Like we haven't talked about AI bubble in a while because it's just like we're worried about other stuff. We're worried about like our immediate health. And yeah, I guess a couple things on this. It's like, number one, it really feels the way the market is trading. Hot ball of money chasing everybody around onto the next. Like people have just fully allocated and run out of money. It really feels people have like run out of money. And so this came out, which is crazy, which is that OpenAI is offering private equity firms a guaranteed minimum return of 17.5%, as well as early access to models not yet in release. OpenAI is offering private equity firms a sweeter deal than rival Anthropic as both artificial intelligence companies court buyout firms to form joint ventures aimed at raising fresh capital and accelerating adoption of enterprise AI products, according to people familiar with the talks. OpenAI is offering private equity firms a guaranteed minimum return of 17.5%. This is bad, okay? Because the cost of acquiring capital is skyrocketing for these private companies. They're paying 17.5% to get money in the door. No one, I mean, bro, people are fully allocated. It's like these valuations are dumb and it feels like people are fully allocated. Shit like this makes you feel like people are fully allocated. They're spending I mean, that's a red flag out the ass. Crazy dollar price to get money in the door. And so you think about where we were at prior to this prior to this war discussion. See latest zero hedge. Okay, fine. What is it? White House reportedly considering Iran's parliament speaker as potential U.S.-backed leader. Interesting. Not much for us there, though. We'll come back to it. We had this, like, what seemed like fully allocated, stretched market on the AI bubble. And we also have these looming IPOs. SpaceX and OpenAI racing to IPO. Who can get there first? Who can go public first? And those were already sort of baked in, liquidity suck, top signal-y events, if you will, that we've been like, waiting for a date on. And it felt like the market as it was trading was sort of like holding on by a thread and could stick out a long run as long as nothing happened bad. And bad happened. And then now we're a little bit like, IDK. And so Trina keeps tweeting this under PP Poo Poo. It says, sir, the more weekend victory laps you take, the more vicious the counter trend rally will be. Sir, the more counter trend rally profitizations you make, the less likely the counter trend rally will occur. And so it's kind of like the best we can do right now is a counter trend rally, I have it twice. Katrina reposted. And so here you go. Poor Daddy. We read this article a while back. There's not enough money in the world. It's a really good one. Talking about how hot ball money is rotating. We already had a shortage of capital. Now the deep pockets of the Middle East are getting blown up. Very underrated, by the way. Very underrated moment that's happening right now with the GCC countries just getting attacked. This OpenAI move is a concerning sign. It is certainly not indicative of an abundance of capital. Relative to recent decades, we are experiencing an unprecedented level of real economy demands on capital. AI capex, reshoring of manufacturing, rearming around the world, rebuilding and rerouting of energy infra. All that money needs to come from somewhere, and that somewhere is other financial assets. The energy shock means central banks will not be able to ease and offset this tightening of financial conditions. I anticipate that difficult market conditions are going to last for quite a while. Easy mode is far off, unfortunately. The thing that I definitely agree with is this. Like, relative to recent decades, we're experiencing an unprecedented level of real economy demands on capital. Money is not cheap right now. You can kind of feel it in the market. You can feel it in the market. It's hard for things to move. Stretch has to spend 12% to get money into their Bitcoin Ponzi. OpenAI is spending 17.5% to get. Bro, imagine trying to raise money OpenAI 2024. You could raise any instant, any amount, nonstop. So here's a crazy chart. Is retail trading activity. Blue is the retailer's percentage of single stock volumes. Today is 8.1% on this black line. Look at this, how high this was. It was like 16%. It's all the way back to the mean. Please don't call it financial alchemy a Ponzi. It's just for us, for the diehards only. and then a follow-up on this is market heat check. Sailor offering risk-free 11.5% yield. OpenAI offering risk-free 17.5% yield. And so the thing about our spot right now is that we kind of have a double whammy, which is a little bit uncomfortable. I would, is that fair to say uncomfortable? Is that we're dealing with this war situation and maybe an energy crisis. And then underneath we have the AI dilemma. And so it's just a weird spot to comfortably throw size on. It's hard to do it. And so that's why I'm now overemphasizing more than ever what I'm trying to be cash and then spots, quick spots. Tau, bet a long tau, tight stop on leverage, and then I'm out. If I got to get out, I'm out. I won't give much back. I'm going tight stop. I'm not like giving it all back to the market here. It doesn't make sense to do it here. There's times where it's worth risking giving it all back. Right now is not one of them. And so at the very least, we have some crypto motion and some interesting things happening. I mean, it's crazy how gold's trading right now. Gold, is anyone hold gold? I mean, look at this. It trades like it's shitcoin. Look at this. They don't hold gold. I mean, look at this thing, man. And so, Mondays are our stream to sort of set the stage, and then we ease in. We go deeper on topics during the week. We float a lot on Mondays, but there just was a lot to go through today. I mean, this is a gnarly chart. It really is gnarly. I mean, look at this shit. Gnarly chart. A lot of soldiers stopped out of gold. I want to bring it back to war back real quick, and one of the last things I want to do is Chris Wright. That energy Chris Wright did an interview on CNBC, and I think it's worth watching just to know where we're at on how the government is talking about energy. Let's watch it.
On CNBC interview with our Brian Sullivan. They are both at CERAWeek's energy conference in Houston. Brian, take it away.
This fucking guy.
David and Sarah, thank you very much. We are pleased to be joined by the U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright. Secretary Wright, thanks for joining us.
What do you got, Secretary Wright?
Comments that get a deal, price of oil is going to drop like a rock. I know you've been in touch with him. You've been in touch with your colleagues around the world, the IEA and more. Are we close to some kind of a deal? And do we even know in Iran who to negotiate with?
Craig, no.
Well, if you look at the military campaign in the first 3 weeks,
I've always wondered this, by the way. Who are they negotiating with? Who are they talking
Chiefs
to?
of Staff, they've just done a tremendous job. So we are rapidly eliminating Iran's ability to project power to its neighbors. You saw their attempts at longer-range missiles. This conflict is critical to remove the greatest threat to peace in the Middle East, the greatest killer of American soldiers over the last 2 decades, and the campaign's going well. So when the campaign's going well, the other side is thinking, well, maybe there's another way to achieve the same end. And what I love about President Trump, he sets a bold objective, but he's always open for negotiations. If there's a better, simpler way to get the same place we want to get, we're all ears.
But do you think that we can even know who to negotiate with? It's entirely possible we're speaking with people in Iran and other people in Iran who claim they're the real leaders because we have no idea what's going on.
I don't trust the word he says either after that post. I agree.
Things, and that's going to impact the ultimate outcome and the price of energy.
There has been quite a bit of turnover in their energy leadership. So I see where you're going there, Brian. And that's one of the things we'll learn in these dialogues. Who is in power? Are they in power? How is it working? But again, always open for dialogues. There seems to be legitimate interest. If we can get to the right place, we'll do it. But we're going to find out who the leaders are and what their authorities are.
So the president said the price of oil will drop like a rock, and it already is. The price of oil is down a lot today, but we're at 89 and change. We're not at 59. We're not at 69. If and when we get a real resolution to this war, whether that's today, tomorrow, or months from now, Mr. Secretary, what are your various scenarios for the price of oil? Because the CEO of United Airlines just said they think we're planning for the possibility of $175 oil.
Yeah, I think that's a business leader being very careful. Fuel costs are massive costs for all the airlines. I think he's being prudent and planning ahead. We certainly don't expect that scenario to unfold. I think that's highly unlikely, but that's what you do when you're leading a business. I think, fortunately, we went into this conflict, thanks to President Trump, with just massive American oil production, good relations with our neighbors overseas. The Saudis, for example, pre-positioned almost 100 million barrels of oil storage out of the Middle East before this conflict began. They didn't know exactly what the plans were, but obviously they could see tensions rising. They positioned oil overseas. You know, the previous administration wouldn't even talk to him or engage with him.
Yeah, 100 million is a lot, but it's only one day of global production. I mean, that's kind of what we use every day.
Yeah, but it's not that. What matters is the degree of the interruption, right? And this is a large interruption. You know, round numbers, maybe as much as 15 million barrels a day. So 100 million barrels, I look at as a week. That's an extra week beyond global stocks, beyond
This guy's not making me feel comfortable at all.
Sarah?
Right, it's Sarah Eisen in the studio. President Trump just suggested that, you know, under these negotiations, we could see a scenario where the U.S. and Iran jointly control the Strait of Hormuz. I'm curious how that would work and what the plan is.
Well, look, these are early on in the negotiations. I certainly don't want to get ahead of the president there.
We're nowhere close, dude. But you can't long oil. You're nowhere close, but you can't long oil. It's driving me. It's been driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts because.
Sarah, but
like, I don't want this. By the way, I'm not rooting for this scenario where oil goes up. It's bad for America. But what I'm recognizing is that it's happening. It's happening. This scenario is here, and it's not trading that well. It's really like, it's a bash. They have no clue. I'm bashing my head against the wall. They have no clue. They have no fucking clue. They have no clue.
Clearly, the world has seen allowing Iran to control the Strait of Hormuz, as they have on and off for decades, is just an unacceptable outcome. We need to have an end with some assurity that you can have free flow of shipping traffic in and out of the straits. Not just for the United States, but for all the Gulf nations, certainly all the nations of Asia and Europe and around the world.
So is the way this ends... Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to follow up. Is the way this ends in the U.S. victorious, that they no longer have the control over the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, their country's still going to be there, but we need to be in a position
He's
where
just
their
yapping,
ability to threaten
bro.
the Straits of Hormuz is either gone or dramatically reduced from where it's been the last few years, the last several decades.
So if this war were to go on, and let's all hope for we all want a speedy outcome. Okay,
I agree,
We're seeing
by the way.
a sale
Obviously.
from the SPR. Some of that's already been delivered very quick.
Yes.
Okay, but with the previous administration's sale from the SPR, there were some worries that the functionality, is the SPR broken? Is the mechanism for getting stuff out broken? Could there be another release? We're trying to drain it, by the way. Could there be another release from the SPR if needed?
Well, of course, there could be. I think that's highly unlikely. Two things on that. They did damage the Strategic Petroleum Reserve in 2022. So we are drawing from only 3 of the 4 storage caverns. That is unfortunate. Also, they sold the oil, took that money, put it into the federal budget, and spent money on their Green New Deal to further drive up the price of oil. We're doing something very different. We're not selling those barrels, we're trading those barrels. We're trading a barrel for delivery in the near term for over 1.2 barrels of oil for delivery back to us later next year. So we'll end out with a Strategic Petroleum Reserve that has more oil in it at the end of next year than it does today.
The American consumer probably doesn't care about the price of oil, but they care about the price of gasoline or maybe heating oil if they're in the New England area. You've got the audience right now, CNBC's huge audience. You can speak to them directly. Gasoline prices back to 2022 levels. They're at $5.56 in parts of California and Washington State and Hawaii. What is your message to the American people right now about what we can still do to bring gasoline prices back down?
I mean, there's things we can do on refinery efficiencies. There's a few more levers we have to pull there that we're looking at quickly. The goal, of course, is to get them down as quickly as possible. But my appeal to the American people is we've had 47 years of threats from Iran, which have artificially raised energy prices for decades. We're going through a short-term period of disruption right now, but the long-term benefits will be enormous. Think of years ahead and decades ahead. For you and your children, you're going to see a much better world. You got to get through a few weeks of disruption, and we're doing everything we can to mitigate those disruptions.
Well, you got every major oil and gas producer in America, some, by the way, in the world that are in this room today, tomorrow, Wednesday. This conference, so critical. I'm sure you've got meetings planned. Feel free to share some of that information if you'd like to. Are you going to ask them if they can or will increase production if called on to do so?
Oh, absolutely. The American oil and gas industry is extremely patriotic. In fact, we've had people reach out to us. Look, we're a patriotic industry.
What does that mean?
If there's things we can do to help the United States, we'll do them. And they are doing that. This is turnaround season for refineries. People are doing less turnaround, keeping the refineries running at higher capacity than they normally would in the spring. People are looking and bringing creative ideas about how to grow their oil production. Chevron's already grown their oil production in Venezuela. So the industry is rallying to the cause as well.
It's like you read my mind, because I was going to wrap it up by asking you about Venezuela. Where are we on Venezuela? I know it's a different type of crude oil. Diesel fuel, by the way, a major issue. Maybe talk about whether or not we're going to limit diesel fuel exports. Feel free to address that as well. And then where do we stand with Venezuela today and in 1 year from now?
Yeah, so Venezuela, right before the U.S. intervention, was producing a little less than 1 million barrels a day. And today, Venezuela is more like 1.2 million barrels a day. So that's 20% growth in less than 3 months. That's pretty tremendous. And I think it shows how much upside there is in Venezuelan oil production. So excited about that. And of course, when a lot of our refineries were built, Venezuela was the biggest exporter of crude in the world. So we're tuned to that Venezuelan Marais heavy oil crude. So more of that heavy oil into our refineries absolutely helps produce more diesel fuel on the heavy end, but of course jet fuel and gasoline.
Is there a price of diesel where we would limit exports or block exports of diesel?
You don't want to interrupt the free flow of energy trades. China got right out front and said they're blocking exports. We refine more oil than we can consume. If we blocked exports, we'd have to turn down our own refineries and produce less oil and less refined products. That wouldn't be productive for the United States, certainly wouldn't be productive for the world. We do have some ideas on diesel that we can bring extra diesel to the marketplace, and I think we'll see that happen before too long.
Just south of here, I'll wrap it up, just south of here, ExxonMobil and Qatar Energy have a joint venture called Golden Pass. They're going to be exporting liquefied natural gas. Qatar Energy's the biggest natural gas LNG plant in the world is now offline, and it may be offline or partially offline for years. Does that impact at all Exxon's plans south of here with Golden Pass?
Oh, that'll be on in the next few weeks, if not the next few days. So no.
Next few days?
Yes, and that plant is very close to being operational. These are long, multi-billion-dollar huge projects. But yeah, Exxon and Qatar Energy are great businesses, very savvy in LNG. But yeah, you'll see continued growth from U.S. LNG to fill that hole. That's President Trump. President Biden had a pause on LNG export approval. Think of where the world would
Why are we talking about fucking Biden, bro?
Be today if we had a Harris administration still throttling American oil and gas production. Think where the world would be without that LNG. American LNG production is growing rapidly and will continue to grow rapidly to the benefit of our country, to the jobs in this country, and to the benefit of the world.
Like you said, though, I know some of these plans have been put in place for years, and hopefully the plans now will lay fruit for the future. For that, we'll leave it. U.S. Secretary of Energy Christopher Wright, really appreciate your time, sir.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Christopher Wright, he called him. I'm just like, bro, how are we talking about Biden? It's like if a lawn came out every day and he was like, yeah, but Ben Pasternak was still in charge. He like ruined the trenches. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Actually, what are you saying? Like, what? Dude, if fucking Soulport Tom was still running shit. Yeah, that was a tough watch. I guess the Venezuela thing is like intriguing, but how do you take anything for real on what they say? So that's where we're at with the oil Iran situation. The market is just we're kind of stuck here, I think. Like nothing can really take the spotlight of liquidity until this Iran situation plays out. And it feels like we have more weeks. Like it's not done. I mean, we're not done. We're not done. It's hard, like the hot ball of money. Say your thesis in 20 words or less. I think the situation in the Middle East has gotten really out of control relative to the oil price, but you can't long oil. Or at least I'm done trying. And it's really hard to allocate to anything else until this is over. And so I feel like we're talking about a lot of the same things every day. I'm past the 20 words, by the way. I finished. We're talking about a lot of the same things every day, but you kind of are waiting, right? Like, here's a Citrini tweet I like. It's like, we're going to come to a hedge on this, or like a hedge. We're going to come to a climax on this at some point. I can't be the only one noticing the seemingly diminishing returns of a taco. Like, eventually the taco stops working or the taco is real. We're not there yet. He keeps buying time. He has some time. Like, we're not there yet. But that is what we're building towards. It's either the taco is real or it no longer works and the market doesn't move. And then we see where we're really at the end of the day. That's what we're edging toward, in my opinion. We're waiting for that. Taco is Trump always chickens out. Trump always chickens out. So Trump just like declares things over if it gets too bad. And then we edge. I'm going to like share my Telegram in here real quick because I think we have a few new people. If you guys want, I have a Telegram group. I type in it every day. A lot. There it is. If you want to join, type in there, say when we're on stream, Before I go, like trade ideas. What do you have for me before we go? I like the Tau. What else do you have? I'm going to get the Tau guys on this week. HGRAF. I don't know what that is. What is that? You need to buy spot hype, I know. What else you'll have? Straight cash till Friday. Gold long. Fertilizer. I have no idea. Bitcoin. Friday night oil long. Counterparty stocks. Hell yeah. VIX calls. That's probably not terrible. Stop spamming this. My bad, twin. You know what I want to do on stream tomorrow? It'd be fun to do like a chat thesis research for like 20, 30 minutes. Where everyone gives me your best trades and we do like a quick like bang, 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 bang. We look at them and we mark them, whatever. Phage out port for the foreseeable future. Oh yeah, I have a second YouTube channel, by the way. If you missed stream, it's pinned to the top. I'll love you forever if you sub. Please sub. Please sub. I gotta blow up and get famous. When are we doing the order book segment? I would like to do that actually. Like we just really lock in on reading order books. And we could start like watching them during stream, during like market close and shit. Bond segment and order books. I gotta like learn about both. I don't know that much about it either. I always find myself like explaining order books to girls. It's pretty fucking fucked, dude. I have this bit where I just like talk and my brain is so fried. I just talk in trades to girls like all the time. I say GTO to a girl. What does that mean? I talk about order books. What does that mean? What does GTO mean? I don't think it's a bit. No, I can't snap out of it. So she's like, what do you think I should do? And I'm like, well, I think the GTO strategy here. What does that mean? Fuck. Okay, so you know when you're playing poker, and how do you play poker? Like, you know when you're on the river and you have a straight draw. What's a straight draw? I'm like, fuck. Fuck. Do you know anything about poker? No. Fuck. All right. I know damn Brazilian he plays, right? When are we ripping stocks in question? What stocks? When you gonna come play the thicky poker games? I'm poor right now, dude. What does GTO mean? And everyone's like, threadguy. And I'm like, fuck. I like laugh. Take a sip. Finish my drink. Just chug my drink. You want a girl who has no concept of financial markets, poker, gambling, or politics? That's my trade idea. You know, I used to be of the understanding that I want a wife that has absolutely no idea what I do. But Boring. Sorry. I'll tell you what you don't want. You know what you don't want? Is you don't want a girl that does exactly what you do. You don't want that. But somewhere in the middle. You want someone that has no clue, but that's like interested in, like, tell me about the oil trade. But she can't be trading oil. She cannot be. Chat, if you got a girl, what percent does she know about your job? Or like not your job, but like your like crypto trade, your trading career. How much does she understand about your trading career? 20%, 10%? 10 max? 10's low, guys. I think like 35 is GTO. 30 is GTO. I tell her good day in the market. I think 30 is GTO or bad day in the market. I think 30. Like, she's rocking the I Love Palantir hoodie, but she doesn't know who Alex Karp is. You know? 45 is the max she can digest. That's fucked, dude. That's fucked. She just knows I invested. She know your name is Pipebomb33 on the internet. She doesn't know I'm a fraud. Rocking Palantir is like 60% level for most women. They love the Palantir shit. If she can understand over 50%, she simply isn't hot enough. It's hilarious. She trading the bond market in the morning, bro. If she's trading bonds, you're cooked. You're like, I can have your autograph? Yeah, sure, bro. Also, is that who I think it is? Produced by Ghost or no? Also, March Madness. I can't believe Kansas lost, bro. So gay. It's an elite tournament, but I'm sorry. Look, I'm super pro NIL, but it ruined college sports. I'm just sorry it did. I'm pro. It should exist, and I'm pro NIL, but it did ruin college sports objectively. It objectively ruined college sports. Like, no, I don't even want a clip farm right now. It's just like the whole point of March Madness is fucking upsets, but when it costs $10 million to buy a Sweet 16 team, there's no upsets. Like, High Point should be an Elite Eight run, and it just could never happen again. Like, upsets are fundamentally dead. It just is. I'm sorry. NIL is great for the sport. They deserve the money, but it's over. Like, it's just over. This is probably the last decent year you'll see. Florida got upset. Iowa team is good, but Iowa bought their squad too. The whole thing is cooked. Like, I wrote a short book about the state of the world and the economy. Jeez. How can I send it to you? It's a fucking loaded question. It's a loaded question. I don't know how to send it to me, actually. I got to get a P.O. box. I have $500 in Arkansas winning it all to win 40K, and I have $500 in St. John's winning it all to win 40K. I love Rick Pitino. I don't know what to tell you. I love Rick Pitino. All right. I have PT. I have to go. Wednesday, we're doing a Tao interview. Tomorrow, we're going to go deeper on it. Maybe we'll do an order book segment tomorrow. Maybe we fucking will. Order book, bonds. I don't know. We got a lot, but there's just a lot under the weeds with what's happening on the war stuff. How's the shoulder? Terrible. We're getting there, but it's fucking terrible. Small Pepe, don't even, bruh. I'm at 3 hours. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for pulling up. Thank you for supporting. I know today was like, we had a lot of topics. First stream for me. Hey, what'd you think? What'd you think? What'd you think? First stream, what'd you think? Be honest. I like how we got some like new heads that pop in every day now. Star-Lord's in here every day. We got new heads in here every day. What'd you think? First stream. Short. This motherfucker, bro. Part-timer is crazy. Let me know about the PO box. I'll let you know tomorrow's stream. All right. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm out. Peace.